It is 6 o'clock exactly. Welcome, everyone, to the MJ Morning Show. I think right off the bat, we ought to take some bets, maybe a little over-under action. We can review that on will there be any alcohol-related arrests at the Gasparilla Children's Parade this weekend? That's
a good bet.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Because, the kids' parade is an alcohol-free zone.
Yes.
No alcohol at the kids' parade. So, what Fester, you're more versed on the whole betting scene because you've become a degenerate gambler. Don't you even have some kind of... Do you still do your gambling podcast?
It's not a gambling podcast.
What is it?
It's a football podcast.
A handicapping deal?
No, it's not handicapping.
What is it?
It's just talking about football.
Oh, I thought it was like gambling related.
No. I bet you don't know what my gambling podcast is about. It's not a gambling podcast.
But I bet you bet every weekend.
Not every weekend. Like I forgot a couple of weekends ago.
Well, you forgot? You forgot?
Just time ran out.
Just time ran out. You forgot.
But I'm thinking I like Notre Dame in the national championship game on Monday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So
I think so. So I'm still handicapping it.
And so it's Notre Dame and
Ohio State.
Okay.
That's on Monday, though. That's on Monday.
Oh, so that's on
Monday night.
Oh, that's MLK's observation day.
Okay. Yes.
No, I'm just pointing that out.
Yes, that's on Dr. King Day.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's Notre Dame and Ohio State. And where is it being played?
In Atlanta.
So Atlanta has the
national
honors.
championship and then there's a bunch of big football games this weekend. There's 4 NFL games paring down the playoffs. So a lot of opportunities to separate yourself from your money.
Of course, the Bucks are done. All right, so bottom line, put together some kind of a betting scheme on how many arrests will there be at the alcohol-free kids parade along the Bay Shore in South Tampa this weekend.
Okay. I will.
Michelle, are you? Michelle's in this morning.
Hello, Michelle.
So lovely Michelle is making another in-studio guest appearance, her second this week.
I just have to say, I can't imagine going to the kids' parade and not having a drink.
See, that's it.
I mean, Fester, you have little kids.
Oh, no.
I remember when we had little kids. What do you, MJ? Would you like to go to the parade on a Saturday? And take the little kids,
I gotta
strollers.
be honest. Listen, I got to be honest. You know where I stand on this.
That's why I'm asking you.
I am paraded out.
Right.
I did enough Gasparillas to last 4 lifetimes.
But even not having done that, you are not a parade goer. Like, you don't like crowds. You don't like any of that, like hanging on to the kids. I cannot imagine going to that and not having, like, a drink. Give me an old fashioned or a shot or something to get me through those 2 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All of those Stanley tumblers are going to be full of mommy
That's
juice.
what I was going to say.
Yeah.
So those little drink cups, there's no water in those drink cups. There's vodka, whatever.
Johnny, put that down. That's mommy's cup.
Yeah.
That's mommy's cup.
High noons.
So now I know the crews, and a lot of the crews participate.
Where are your headphones?
They're still in the office. Listen. Because,
He's a professional. He doesn't need the headphones.
Yeah, I don't need no stinking headphones. Headphones. We don't need no stinking headphones.
Usually, I still carry my headphones in and out. Yesterday, I left them in the office, and I got here with like literally 14 seconds to spare, and I didn't have time to go there. I'll get them during the commercial break. all parts of the benefits of being a JIT employee, just in time.
Just-in-time employee.
Just in time.
Hey, speaking of just-in-time employee, do you show up for your second job at General RV? Do you show up to that just in time as well?
Just in time.
How about the RV Super Show?
You know what? It was a really busy day yesterday.
Really?
A lot of people were out there, yeah.
So Thursdays. Now, the big RV Super Show opened up at the fairgrounds on Wednesday.
Yes.
And I think most people know by now that Fester's second job is he's a sales guy at General RV. And it happens that this weekend started on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The RV Super Show at the fairgrounds. Is this the largest RV show in the Southeast?
It's certainly in West Central Florida.
What about the Western Hemisphere?
You know what? There's a couple of big RV shows. The other big RV show is the one that I go to in Hershey, Pennsylvania in
that's
September.
right. That's where you head down the Hershey Highway.
Yeah, not only do I head down the Hershey Highway, I have dinner there.
There's
a nice steakhouse. Steakhouse.
All right.
It's dinner on the Hershey Highway as well.
Right at the corner of Hershey and Mr. Goodbar.
All right, so how many RVs have you sold thus far?
So Wednesday.
How many units did you sell on Wednesday, the first day of the RV Super Show?
Wednesday was a goose egg. That's all right.
Man,
It's all
Wednesday was...
Listen, it's all right. It's all right. You're getting early. You know, a lot of tire kickers, a lot of nose pickers.
Tire kickers and nose pickers.
That's all. And
right.
Yesterday,
are you squealing wheels and sealing deals?
The cash is on the dash.
Cash is on the dash.
Listen.
That's the rebate action, right?
Oh, listen, you know, I mean, if there was something to do today, we could possibly get some rebate money, possibly. But I put 2 deals together yesterday.
All right. You put two. What type of numbers? I mean, what were the actual retail values of the RVs that you sold yesterday?
It depends on what you sell. I mean, you can sell a travel trailer that's like $25,000, right? Or you could sell but it's what you're in front of.
I ask you, the 2 deals, what were they?
One was $149,000 and one was $165,000.
Oh, those are 2 nice deals.
Well, for somebody, but
that's over $300,000 in Fester's sales so far.
Okay, well, hold on. That's not exactly how the pay scale works.
Well, I'm adding up the value of the actual items that you sold.
I mean, the owner.
I don't know what your commission's going to be.
The
on
owner
those.
of the company is coming by, patting me on the back, saying, "Good job, Chubby."
Calls you Chubby.
Keep it up.
Keep it up, Chubbs.
I don't think he even knows my name. He's like, hey,
Chubba Wubba.
Hey, Blimp, come here. We need you to help this lady over here with one leg.
You had a one-legged customer?
I do have an RV that's handicapped accessible.
Oh, very nice.
So
that's very good.
In my area, and we get to meet all the one-legged people.
Fantastic. All right, so 0 units sold on Wednesday. You put 2 deals together for seemingly a little over $300,000 yesterday.
Yeah.
And then I would imagine as the weekend goes on, the traffic should get greater. And what's your goal? How many RVs does Fester want to sell during this RV Super Show?
Listen, first of all, you know I'm not a goal-orientated person. You know that's not how I operate.
I think it would be oriented, not orientated.
It's not even a goal of mine to use proper English.
Right.
Or pronounce words correctly.
Oh, my gosh.
It's not a goal of mine. But I always like this. At the end of the show, if I sell 1 a day and 2 on Sunday, that's a good show. So it's a 5-day show. So if I sell 6, that's a banger, man.
All right, so here's the bottom line. Go help Fester meet his goal. If you and you're doing the Winnebago booth, right?
We got it's a busy area, yeah.
All right, so what's the most expensive Winnebago you guys have parked out there right now?
I think they have something close to $400,000.
All right, would somebody go buy the $400,000 Winnebago?
From Fester.
From Fester. Yeah. So I need somebody to go out to the RV Super Show today, tomorrow, or Sunday. Ask, where's Fester? Where's Fester from the MJ Morning Show?
Well, here's a kick in the nuts.
Right.
Most of the other salesmen are from out of town and don't know me. Don't know me from Jerk.
Oh, they don't know your market history and how you're virtually a household radio name?
I don't know if I'm household radio name. I'm the lowest rank of local celebrity.
We all radio people, of course.
The lowest of low.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not even the guy on the show. I'm the second fiddle on the guy to the show. I'm really low.
All right. Well, listen. If you can help Fester out, it would be awesome for him to sell the $400,000 Winnebago.
Yeah,
how many feet long is that thing?
40 feet.
Nice.
It's a beast.
Nice inside?
No, nothing's in it. There's no chairs. There's no chairs. There's no sink.
It's gutted.
All nails are sticking out.
It's nicely
crazy.
nicely appointed, huh? Right?
All right.
It's nicely appointed.
Yeah, of course,
it's
it's
a
nicely
gorgeous
appointed,
unit. All right, so go to the RV Super Show, ask for Fester in the Winnebago section, and buy the $400,000 unit.
I got you a ticket, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I got you a ticket.
How about one for Michelle as well?
The ticket's good for two.
Oh, it is. Oh,
Ticket's good for
fantastic.
two.
Oh, we'll be there. I'll cancel my visit to see my health-stricken father to go to the RV Super Show tomorrow.
You should bring him.
Yeah. Well, okay. Great. Yeah, I'll go down to Lauderdale, bring him back up in his hospital bed. Jesus. All right. 6:09 at the MJ Morning Show. Oh man, we had a scallop potatoes disaster at my house last night. All caught on Instagram Reels. Hang on, we're just getting rolling. Busy Friday, MJ Morning Show on Q105. Shriner's got traffic. Back in a minute. MJ Morning Show, it's Q105, 104.7 FM. Hey, Fester, I don't want to jump to conclusions here, but I did see an item which immediately, I don't know why, had me thinking of you, but there was a survey that was done, and apparently 1 in 4 Americans are more interested in Super Bowl food than the actual game itself.
You know what? That's not wrong. I mean, you got to figure the whole country has to watch two teams that the majority of the country doesn't give a crap about.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if the Detroit Lions play the Baltimore Ravens in the Super Bowl.
Oh, is that your pick?
No, but it's just two teams.
Who's your, okay, Mr. Football, Mr. Football podcaster, what's your pick? This is the NFL on the MJ Morning Show. By the way, who has the Super Bowl this year? Is it CBS, Fox, NBC? Who's got it?
I think it's on CBS.
Hey, Andrew, can you
think
please?
It is. I'm not sure.
Well,
I feel like it is.
Okay, you feel like it is. Andrew, where's the Super Bowl this year?
Fox.
Okay.
Well, I guess your feel is not too good.
I mean, 1 out of 3.
You're like football Helen Keller, all feeling around. You bumping into everything over here.
Football Helen Keller.
So the music is appropriate. The Super Bowl is on Fox. Oh, you know what that means? That means that Tom Brady's going to be all over it, right?
Oh, he's going to be the broadcaster.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be the play-by. Oh, he's going to be the color
commentator. Yeah. So
it's in New Orleans this year.
Oh, nice. All right. Oh, that's right. Because where the maniac drove down and ran over all the innocent people. That's right. Because it was mentioned in all the news stories that Mardi Gras was coming up and the Super Bowl was coming up in New Orleans at the Superdome. All right. So food-wise,
yes.
1 in 4 Americans are more into the food. They don't give a frig about the game. All they care about is the food.
My wife doesn't care about any football game ever.
What's your pick, by the way?
I think I like Detroit and Kansas City.
So you think it's going to be, that would be a...
No.
No? What was last year? Last year was 49ers and Kansas City?
Look at you with the big football brain.
What was it?
Your brain is so big.
You know
like
what?
those guys that wear those padded helmets?
All right,
That's like the size of your brain right now. You know what I'm talking about?
Let me tell you right now. My memory is pretty good for a lot of things and a lot of minutia, but for whatever reason, I typically can never remember. I mean, even the previous year's Super Bowl winner or who was in it. Same thing for like the World Series. I don't know what it is, but I've got some kind of a brain block.
A mental block for sports?
Yeah, well, yeah. I wouldn't say it's a mental block for sports. It's just remembering.
After the game, it's like, boop, out.
Yeah.
Right.
It just, you live for the moment. You're watching it. You know who was in the game and who won the next day. But then slowly over the weeks and months, but seriously, probably by, I don't know, by Mother's Day, I've totally you know what? It's probably sooner than that. It's probably more like I don't know,
like the next Sunday,
like President's Day. It's
Washington's birthday.
By
Who played the Super Bowl?
By mid-February, I've forgotten who the hell was in the damn Super Bowl.
Yeah, and a lot of that lends to this survey you have about people caring more about the food, because if I asked you about the Buccaneers Super Bowls, something you might have been mildly invested in because you live here, you might remember those details.
Hey, one of our sponsors, one of our longtime advertisers on the MJ Morning Show, they love the Super Bowl. Do you want to know why? And what sponsor could it be? Come on. Think.
Kemp Rouge and Green, Kemp Law Group for all the family fights.
No. Wait a minute. It's accident or fall, you call Kemp Law. What would that have to do with the...
If I come to your house and slip, and guess who I'm suing?
No.
Suing your homeowners.
Come on, think
Especially
about
yours. Zero res.
Yes. Zero, because the number of food accidents and the number of carpet spills with all kinds of staining food and drink. Oh, yeah. Right after the Super Bowl, business goes through the roof.
Way up.
For zero res, because you have all the drunk attendees at your Super Bowl party at the house, and they wreck your freaking your carpet, and then you got to call zero res out to clean your carpet. All right, so 1 in 4 Americans more interested in the food at the Super Bowl at your house than the actual game itself. All right. Now, how'd you sleep last night, Fester?
I sleep like a rock all the time.
Michelle, how did you sleep last night?
I actually slept pretty well.
Yeah, after a kitchen disaster.
Well, you know.
Hey, is there a TV show actually called Kitchen Disasters? That sounds familiar.
Is it Kitchen Nightmares?
I don't know. Kitchen
Is it-
Disasters,
I
Kitchen.
think it's like Kitchen Nightmares or Nightmare Kitchen.
There might be both.
Yeah.
I mean, two things might be true at the same time. There's one called Kitchen Nightmares. There's one called Kitchen Disasters. There's one called Horrendous Kitchen.
No, there's not.
Yeah, there's going to be.
Hold on.
I'm pitching it.
Oh, you're pitching it.
I was pitching it to a guy out in L.A., but,
Right.
you know.
How about Kitchen Catastrophe?
Yeah,
That's really what we had.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. All right. Later on, next hour, and there's video to support this. We had a little kitchen nightmare in our house because Michelle made these scalloped potatoes, and well, there were a couple of serious errors in the preparation.
Okay.
We had the smoked variety of scalloped potatoes last night.
What, in the oven?
Very smoky flavor.
Did something fall on the burner
Well,
or something?
hey, I will.
Got a little smoky in the house.
all right.
little smoky in the house.
Did the alarm go off?
It did not.
Have you ever set off the fire alarm in your house?
No, never. Not the fire alarm. The smoke.
The smoke alarm.
The smoke detectors is what it's called.
You don't call a smoke detector a fire alarm?
No, it's a smoke detector. A fire alarm is something.
All right.
I think it's something else. All right.
All right.
Anyway, we'll get into this later on.
That's a debate.
All right, let me get back to the job deal. And depending on how you slept, and listen, it's a good time to talk about it. It's what, 6:27. A lot of folks are just kind of getting up, getting the day going. And how was your sleep last night? And there's a new study out. I saw this on the CNN site that a brand new study is out, and your job could be affecting. I mean, this sort of makes sense to me. Your job affects your sleep quality. Do you know what percentage of Americans have sedentary jobs where you just sit around on your fat butt all day long and you really don't move much? What percentage of Americans have a sedentary job?
Ooh. I bet you it's like 40%.
No, double that. It's 80%.
Yeah. I was going to say 75.
Yeah, well, Michelle would have been closer. You would have won the Showcase Showdown.
There you go.
Yeah,
I went
so-
to the DMV a couple of weeks ago, and those people just sit there all day. They just sit at their box.
Look at typical offices. People sit all
Yeah, I know,
day.
but I'm watching them, and they're like, there's a conveyor belt of people coming in. Like, if you work at the bank, is that a sedentary job?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So, I guess technically, is this a sedentary job? What we do?
Yes, because you're an anomaly.
But I'm not sitting. I never sit. I stand all 4 hours.
You just never sit.
I don't sit.
You never sit.
But is it
Ever.
Yes, I do. I sit at home when I prep.
Listen, I walk 10 miles a day with my mouth.
Okay.
I talk
Yeah.
more. I burn more calories with
Yeah.
this mouth
Why don't
going
you-
up and down talking.
Hook a Fitbit.
Yeah.
You need the lip bit. You need,
If we put lip bits on it, if you and I got one, and we tie little lip Fitbits on our face just for morning to see how much we talk.
you need a lip bit.
You would still beat him.
I don't know.
Do you remember some years ago we actually brought in a stenographer
Yes.
Yes.
to actually count how many words I uttered on a typical show?
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't remember what it was.
She was
but-
lovely.
Yeah, she was great. Anyway, sedentary jobs account for 80% of current U.S. workers. And if you have a sedentary job, that increases the risk of you having insomnia and screwing with your sleep patterns. This is a brand new study published in the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology. Now listen to this. We got a little USF action attached to this big national story. Quote, "We already know how sleep is as close as a magic bullet that we have for employee productivity and well-being, yet the way job design has changed work endangers sleep health," said Dr. Claire Smith, the lead study author and assistant professor of psychology at USF, University of South Florida. Well, first of all, with this groundbreaking study, I am hereby elevating Dr. Claire Smith to full professor. None of this assistant professor crap. She deserves a full professorship and tenure. I mean, she should be able to go in and poop on the president of USF's desk and keep her job
You might want to draw the line there.
with tenure.
You might want to.
Oh, wow. We've got our office phone number here.
Let's call her up.
Oh, look at this. Fester dug up Dr. Clary Smith, an assistant professor of the Department of Psychology and deputy director. All right, enough with this assistant and deputy stuff. You know, she's got a big published study here.
Let's make her a full professor.
I'm making her a full professor right now.
And instead of deputy, let's make her sheriff.
Yes, doctor. And now she's also let's make her the sheriff of, I don't know, Hardee County.
No, sheriff of director, sheriff of, whatever. The sheriff director.
No, I thought this was interesting. They analyzed data from more than 1,000 workers over a 10-year period from the National Midlife in the United States study and examined how job design impacts employees' sleep patterns. Participants reported sleep. Anyway, so bottom line is, if you have a sedentary job, your chances of bad sleep and insomnia are increased. Insomnia sleepers experience short sleep cycles and higher levels of daytime fatigue. Yeah, you've got catch-up sleepers. Anyway, listen, I thought it was very interesting.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, what?
Dr. Smith.
Yes?
Or Professor Smith, or whatever she is, Smith. She wrote a paper in 2023 talking about how hard work makes it hard to sleep at night, job characteristics, and she links multidimensional sleep prototypes, or phenotypes.
Yeah.
Does hard work make it hard to sleep, or does not working hard make it hard to sleep, doctor?
So wait a minute. Are you saying that there are contradictory studies here?
I would like
That's
to.
it. I'm yanking out the full perfect.
I would like to have a full review of all of the Dr. Smith's publications.
Hold on. Let's call her right now. Oh, she's sleeping.
I mean, let's call her office. I have her office. All right.
It's
Extension 4151. Leave a message.
6:33 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, it's early morons in the news time, and there's never ever a shortage of total idiot, clown face, moron stories. And they're next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Stand by. All right, 641, it's the MJ Morning Show. You're listening to 104.7. Mugshot for the ages. Holy crap. You want to talk about a wonked out eyeball? Holy hell. All right, now I've got a printout. I'm going to hold it to MJ TV. Oh, good news. Now we'll get into this later on. I've got some good new MJ Morning Show studio updates. So I've got a couple. I'm excited about a couple of new things which were kind of, on the fence regarding the new MJ Morning Show studio. It's been delayed. We were supposed to be in by the end of the year. That clearly hasn't happened. But no, I got a couple of updates here, and it's gonna help out when I talk about stories like this and the guy with the wonked out eyeball. But you've got to see this image. All right. The Law and Crime website headline is Children's Book Author Beat Adopted Kids with Whacker and Blamed it on brushing teeth too hard. Hold on. So you've got what you call the whacker to whack the kids with?
I mean, you got to give it a name. You got to personify the thing you beat your kids with. Yeah.
Of course, it's a Florida story. A Florida children's book author and her husband are headed to prison for the horrifying abuse and neglect of their 3 adoptive children. This is terrible.
Oh.
Which included ruptured sores and beating them with a whacker and feeding them only a mixture of cereal and vegetable puree. What the hell? Jennifer Wolfthal, 45, and Joseph Wolfthal, 43, pleaded guilty earlier this week to aggravated child abuse and neglect of a child with great bodily harm. As part of the plea deal, a judge sentenced Jennifer Wolfthal to 12 years in prison, while her husband will spend 10 years behind bars. Anyway, the abuse came to light a couple of years ago.
Okay.
I guess the father, Joseph, brought one of the kids to a hospital near Winter Park in Altamont Springs, just outside of Orlando, and doctors quickly realized that the kid was in dire straits. Anyway, they transferred the child to a pediatric intensive care unit. Just a total mess. Anyway, so that's a little background on the story. But the reason why I'm mentioning this is you got to look at this guy's mugshot. And hang on, I'm holding this thing up. What the hell is going on with his eye? It looks like he had the whacker used on him.
What the hell is he looking at?
You don't know.
Is he looking at the clock on the wall, or is he looking at the camera?
All right, so this is the wife. That's the wife.
Okay.
I'm holding this up to MJTV right now, and then this is Joseph. What is going on with that eyeball? Holy crap! Michelle, did you see this?
I'm looking at it on the screen. It's like one of those, whenever you see a fish or a shark, I'm always thinking, like, what are they seeing? The thing out of the right eye or the thing out of the left eye?
Or what's that gecko that has those orbital eyeballs that, you know what I'm talking about?
Like the old lady on Sing.
What?
You never saw the movie Sing.
I didn't see
The
that.
animated movie, but she has like
No.
the two eyes that move
okay.
independently.
Oh, he doesn't watch animated.
And she helps the gorilla learn how to play piano.
The only animated I watch are like old Hanna-Barbera cartoons.
You would enjoy it.
That's
All
all I care.
Is this guy trying to get like a Columbo impression? Pardon me.
Stop it. Columbo did have a fake eye.
Pardon me.
He did. He lost an eye as a kid apparently. What was his name? Columbo was Peter Falk.
Yes.
Yeah, but man, this guy's eyeball.
This guy might have lost an eye because his pupils look totally different.
I don't know what's going on, but he's got one eye looking straight ahead, and the other one is looking at the Atlantic Ocean. All right,
Seriously? He's looking
Man.
for visitors to come down the driveway.
Man.
He's doing something.
man. Anyway, just worth it to do the story just for this guy's.
He's going to want to have his eye on a swivel with 10 years in prison.
Guy's eyeball.
Mhm.
Hey, listen, Florida morons in the news. They're like like peanut butter and chocolate. You know, it's like they go together perfectly, right?
It's like peanut butter and jelly on gold.
Yeah. Oh, I just heard that.
That you heard. It's the funniest thing. Snoop Dogg did it
Yeah,
in the T-Mobile commercial.
For a T-Mobile, it's right. Yeah.
I laugh every time. That's the best thing ever.
Have you adopted that? Are you using that as a sales pitch? Hey, this RV is like peanut butter on, what is it?
Peanut butter on jelly on gold?
On
Is that what he
gold?
says? I got to find the commercial to be
Yeah.
sure. No, I don't because it doesn't sound right when I say it. I mean, compared to Snoop.
Listen to this bonehead. Guy was caught selling marijuana outside of a school in Auburndale.
Okay.
All right. So this dude has been arrested early this week on Tuesday. He was busted at the entrance of a middle school in Polk County. A Florida Highway Patrol officer, a trooper, found him in possession of cannabis, ganja, marijuana. So just after 12 noon on Tuesday, Florida Highway Patrol trooper pulls over this vehicle. The windows apparently were tinted too darkly. The driver came to a stop at the entrance of Berkeley Accelerated Middle School in Auburndale. The trooper smelled a strong odor of burnt as well as raw marijuana coming from the vehicle. Two distinct smells. So you've got the smell of burning cannabis. Michelle, when you were a prosecutor for
Yes.
Hillsborough County, what was the terminology was the officer smelled
The odor of
burnt,
I think
burning cannabis, right?
Yes, something
That was like the technical way that it was always written in the report,
Yeah,
right?
very technical. You smelled burning cannabis.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have to be distinctive about it, right?
So the trooper smelled the burning cannabis as well as just like raw marijuana. They're distinctly different smells.
The difference is he's carrying the raw stuff, but he's smoking while he's driving.
Right. And the odor was coming from the vehicle driven by a 23-year-old by the name of Zalen Drasdo.
That's a That's actually a cool name.
The driver could not hand over his driver's license, or in Florida, technically it's a driver license, no apostrophe S, or his alleged medical marijuana card because his wallet was stolen last week, according to the... He had a deal go bad, and
wallet got stolen.
Somebody stole his wallet. So Drasdo denied smoking the substance in the vehicle or having any marijuana inside the vehicle, according to this Channel 8 report. When the trooper said he would search the vehicle, Drasdo said that he knows he's going to jail. So he says, I know I'm going to jail. Inside the vehicle, the trooper found 2 large plastic bags with 311.7 grams of marijuana. They found a scale, clear sandwich bags, a container labeled THC resin, 10 boxes of liquid diamond THC pens containing 45 THC pens.
This guy's kind of a little league, big league mover, right?
They found $980 in cash. The trooper asked Drasdo if he was selling marijuana, and Drasdo said, "Yes, I am. I'm not going to lie to you." Then he claimed that it was hard to get a job, but he's been trying. So I guess he's just kind of making ends meet by becoming a marijuana dealer.
It's hard to get a job.
So he was arrested on charges of possessing marijuana, drugs, distributing marijuana, possessing drug equipment. Yeah, he was taken to the Polk County Jail.
Do you know where Zaylen Drasdo was on March 3rd of 2020?
So the alleged drug dealer,
with both smelling and raw marijuana odors coming from his vehicle. Do you know where he was? March 3rd, almost 5 years ago. Almost 5 years ago.
Right at the beginning of COVID, really. March 3rd of 2020.
Zaylen Drasdo was recognized by his high school, Auburndale High School.
Right.
Go Bloodhounds.
Yep.
As the 2020 About Face Awards recipient, where he significantly improved his academic performance and is on track to graduate with his class.
Ooh,
such potential.
All right, so
just
let me,
5 short years ago.
Wow.
So let me see. Let me analyze this. So obviously he had lost his way
in high school,
but then he found his way.
He got some award.
He won the Turnaround Student Award.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? He's now turned the other way.
He did a whole 360.
He's done a 360. Now he's getting pulled over by the FHP with all kinds of pot in his car.
Auburndale High School should give him the U-Turn Award.
Now he's getting the He Went the Other Way Again award from Auburndale High School.
All right.
6:51 at the MJ Morning Show. That's why we call it Morons in the News. 7 o'clock hour starts next. I'm fascinated by this. So I'm not going to say like totally high profile, but people will know of this individual and this location. I'm talking about the missing person story.
Oh, yeah.
That developed, then undeveloped, and it was a news story for a missing person, and a lot of people listening you're going to know who the missing person was related to. And Michelle, you even had someone that we know who knows somebody, and they wanted us to talk about it on the morning show.
Right.
But then
it was resolved.
But then there's been a turn of events.
Yes.
All right.
The missing person has been found?
The missing person mystery.
Are they safe?
This is like a Scooby-Doo episode. And I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you meddling kids.
Right, missing people are found like one of like 3 ways. And one of those ways is like chopped up in a forest. Is that how it went down?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, I don't know.
It is a much better ending than this. All right, hold on. The missing person mystery is next here on, and who was it? And what was this person connected to locally? A lot of people will know. And that's next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Michelle, why are you giving me the stink eye on my choice of rejoiner music here?
Boo.
She was like, seriously, Michelle comments on my rejoiners. You know, the bumper music is what we call it when we come back from break. And so you don't like Ants Marching by Dave Matthews?
No.
You know, Dave Matthews is going to be part of the fire aid for the LA fires. Yeah.
Yep,
So,
right
hey, I've got the whole list of fire aid to raise money for the horrific fire losses out in LA. And there's quite a list of there's one band that it's like, you know what? They might want to change their name for this particular outing. We'll get into that coming up. We'll get to that coming up here on the MJ Morning Show. 7:01, rolling up on 7:02 Friday. Hopefully the weekend is going to be nice and spectacular for you. I guess tomorrow's going to be nice, but then Sunday, rain and nastiness.
Yeah, and the next week we're going to be getting a lot of rain. I think Sunday it rains, then it takes a break on Monday, but then I think the rest of the week is a wash.
All right, so we had this little mystery, and Michelle was actually asked if we could help out on the MJ Morning Show. I'll get to that in a second. So what's the deal? And Fessa, you know part of the story here, actually. The owner of Ferg's.
Okay, so I know none of the story other than a couple of the players.
Oh,
of
I
the
thought
story.
you knew a little bit of the...
I know.
All right.
I know what I saw on Facebook part of the story. I have no inside information, if that's what you think I have.
The owner of Ferg's Sports Bar and Grill, downtown St. Pete, just a baseball's throw away from the Trop.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Ferg's, and because no baseball at the Trop next season. And
that sucks.
And now the latest plan is for them to try to repair it for the following season, the 26th season.
Ooh, think of all the construction workers he'll be feeding.
Yeah, listen,
Good point. Good point.
But also then you have the question, should you really dump $55 or $60 million into that facility if the redevelopment process is going to happen? You're going to knock it down anyway a couple of years later I don't know.
Baseball's a multi-billion-dollar operation. Couple $1 million, no big deal.
Well, no, it's the city of St. Pete.
City of St. Pete's loaded.
And taxpayers.
The city of St. Pete's so rich.
So apparently the wife of the owner of Ferg's Sports Bar disappeared. And there was like a hunt. There was a big search on, like, what happened to Ferg's wife?
Mm-hmm.
Sherry Ferguson. And the update yesterday was that she was found safe.
So she was missing for like 14 hours?
Yeah, some like half a day or something. So,
well, not even 12 hours.
On social media, Ferg said that Sherry Ferguson, who is the wife of Mark Ferguson, the owner of Ferg's, that she went missing after leaving her home yesterday morning. I mean, this is like a fresh story. And then the police in St. Petersburg said that she was found safe and was being taken to a local hospital for medical evaluation. And here's what was posted on the Facebook page for Ferg's Sports Bar, downtown St. Pete. Sherry Ferguson has been found safe with the help of the St. Pete Police Department. We would like to thank everyone for their support and efforts during the search. Our Ferg's and St. Petersburg community is so astounding, and we are forever grateful. Please respect the privacy of the family at this time while they make sure Sherry is safe and healthy. So,
all right,
one would have to speculate that there was obviously some kind of an episode that occurred. I don't know whether it was actually physically health related or mentally health related, but clearly something
like a senile type situation. Is that the right word?
I didn't say that.
I'm saying that. Was she a silver alert?
Like a silver? I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
A silver alert means like a missing old person, right?
I don't know.
Maybe she just needed a break.
That's one side of it.
Oh, listen, clearly there was a catalyst. Something has occurred. We don't know. They're asking for privacy. But Michelle, we have a friend that approached. When did you get
it's last night.
So before the news broke,
right,
of the finding of the wife of Ferg's Sports Bar owner,
right?
You got a call or a text?
A text from a friend who
is connected or knows people.
They have a friend who is a friend of this Sherry.
So a friend of a friend of a friend.
Exactly. Right. But he always we're a community. We try to be helpful. And he was like, hey, this friend of mine said to me, this friend of hers is missing.
Can MJ
and they know,
help out?
They know that, he knows you. And so, hey, could you possibly do that? And then before we even had a chance to discuss it,
then the news broke that
she was found.
Uh-huh. But look at that. It's just, listen, it's a small world. And, a friend of ours is connected to Ferg's in some fashion. I guess someone that knows Sherry Ferguson and wanted the MJ Morning Show to also jump on board and assist. And, of course, we would have been happy to do so, but she was found apparently safely. But, and I don't expect to ever find out exactly what occurred, but, I hope that whatever has gone wrong is fixed. Hey, good news. Great news out of Tampa International Airport. Guess what went down last year?
Oh, no. Don't say went down and airport in the same sentence.
Yeah, really.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's such a poor choice of words.
Guess what was lowered last year? That's
parking fees.
No, those continue to go up. That's incorrect, Michelle.
Parking fees is actually my guess too. But
guess what was lowered? What went down? What was reduced? Oh, that's a better word.
Ooh.
What was reduced?
Customer service.
No, stop.
I don't know what. The speed of the TSA.
I'm pretty much a big fan of Tampa International.
Me too. I'm trying to think.
Listen, I've been to a lot of airports. Hey.
Oh, I know.
What?
Delays.
Nope. Hey, good guess, but incorrect. Listen, I'm a big fan of Tampa International. I was just about to say that Tampa International, one of the best airports from an operational and a customer service and usage in the country. I'm dreading though, because in March I'm going scuba diving with a bunch of friends, and we're flying to the Philippines.
Yes.
And I hear that the Philippines Manila airport is just a crap fest. So I don't know what's going to happen.
I think
All right,
it's.
so what was
I don't know.
lower at Tampa International Airport last year?
Arrests of drunk pilots.
Nope. But we had the drunk Southwest pilot yesterday.
I mean, how many did they arrest in a year?
At Savannah.
Weapons through TSA.
Number one with a bullet.
Oh,
You
really?
you are correct.
Okay.
That is
Thank
fewer
you.
guns.
Very good, Fester.
Fewer guns were attempted to be taken through the TSA checkpoints at Tampa International Airport last year. Yep. Hey, good news. TSA officials at Tampa International, the 9th highest airport in the nation for detecting firearms at the TSA security checkpoints.
All right.
Yep.
MJ.
But it was lower. There were fewer guns for 20. Here are the hard numbers, all right? And you know what? I'm going to represent each gun with a gunshot.
Oh, my
right.
gosh.
So,
Unnecessary.
I mean, people are in their car. I don't know if they
All
want to hear bullets whizzing by their head.
all right, so you think 135 of these?
No.
3, 4, 5. You think that's too much?
I mean,
all right.
I've already listened to another morning show.
Shut
What are
the
you trying
hell.
to do? MJ, here's my thing. Did it really go down?
Yes.
Did it really go down?
Yeah,
Or,
yes,
or,
no.
or were less found?
Oh, that's a very good point.
I mean, let's play devil's advocate
Yeah,
a little bit.
like Netflix's Carry On. Was there some kind of a racket being pulled?
Let's say 1 year. In 1 year, let's just say, I don't know the numbers, but any airport A in
Well, if
1
you'd
year.
shut your clam face, I'll give you the numbers.
Well, that's fine, but I'm telling you my theory. In airport A in 1 year finds 200 guns, and then the next year they find 75, and they're like, it went down by over 50%.
So you're
Wait a
asking,
minute.
yes.
Just to support Fester's
Yeah.
notion, what just happened with Julian?
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what, he bring a pistol on a plane? What?
No,
a
but-
bazooka. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
What, nail clippers or
Right.
something?
He
Or-
went through an airport, Houston. Was it Houston Airport?
Yeah, I
with
ate.
two
yeah.
bottles of water full in
Yeah.
his backpack.
Yeah.
And he gets through and he opens his backpack and he's like, oh my God. I
Yeah.
mean, two full and they're telling you the whole time, dump your water out. Don't have any
All right.
drinks.
He got stopped at Denver International
Oh.
coming back from skiing. He had a couple of those little tiny Danimals yogurt drinks.
Yeah.
And those are acceptable because they're under 3.4 fluid ounces. So you can have the little Danimals. And then he tells us, hey, Mom, Dad, I just got through with, they were big things of water.
Two full bottles of water.
So when Houston Airport,
At IAH.
Houston Airport's going to come out with a story in a couple of weeks, less water has gotten through TSA.
Right, less liquid.
There's gallons that have gotten through that you guys haven't caught.
All right,
Right.
Well, here's the deal. So, and I understand what you guys are saying. Was it fewer
Yeah.
guns getting through, or were the TSA agents not quite on top of the game and just, you got to wonder, though, how many guns actually get through undetected?
Well, here's the thing.
Are there any that really just get through? And
There has to be.
There has to be.
And a lot of times it's not intentional. You have people that are just carrying a satchel, they're carrying a bag, and they forgot to take the gun out. And that's the number one thing is, listen, if you are a concealed carry person, or if you carry a gun, you just got to say to yourself, if you have a gun, where's my gun? It's not with me. It's not in the bag. I'm about to put on the baggage X-ray belt at, airside A. But you have to ask the question that, listen, I do believe that there were fewer guns, but I understand what you're saying. Were there actually fewer guns
But wait a minute.
or less detections?
You
Yes.
have to say to yourself,
Yeah.
statistically speaking,
Yeah.
they keep telling us how the number of passengers is increasing every time. I mean, every holiday season, right?
Right.
Like
Busiest travel day
travel.
ever.
So does it make sense that the number of guns being caught going through is reducing every time? It really shouldn't be.
It should be going up,
It sh-
right?
right.
All right.
Every number should be going
Well,
up.
for-
Everything that's getting caught should be going up.
All right, for Tampa International, Fester, you wanted the numbers? Here are the numbers.
Let's go.
for 2024.
Please break it down by air sides.
for just last year, the TSA found 135 firearms at Tampa International Airport security checkpoint. So 135 guns were found that people tried to bring through in their carry-on luggage. That is lower than 2023 because 2023 was 144. So there were 9 fewer that were found.
Is that worth a news story?
Say it again?
Is that worth a news release? 9? I thought it was 90.
Yeah.
9 guns. It sounds like it's about flat.
So, wait a minute, you crapping all over the good news that 9 fewer guns were found?
I mean, listen.
Sounds like it.
I don't know. I'm with Fester. I don't know that that's good news. I feel like maybe there were 9 that didn't get found and possibly a certain percentage more because the passengers increased.
Even if they were all found.
Right.
Even if they were all found.
Right.
145, 135, it's not that big a difference.
I don't think I've ever mentioned this.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to use any names, but I do know somebody that accidentally, inadvertently had a small pocket-sized 9mm that was in a bag, and they accidentally brought it through security at an airport here in Florida. And they weren't arrested. This is someone I know very well.
But he was detained, or she was detained, and
missed the flight. The gun was confiscated. Took like a year and a half to get the gun back. Had to do like a pre-trial diversionary. I mean, it's a hassle. Not to mention, you realize what the maximum potential fine is from the feds. The TSA can fine you up to $15,000 if you bring a gun through security. And listen, in most of these cases, there's no ill intent. It's just absent-mindedness that someone just forgot. But you could be fined up to $15,000. And Andrew just said in my ear, our producer, you should never forget a gun. Absolutely. And that's something that, I always, run through my mind. Where's my gun? Where's my gun? I know where it is. It's locked up. I know that it's not with me. I got to be honest, I've had nightmares. I've had a couple of nightmares over the years where I get to the airport and I have a gun and I got to stash it somewhere. I mean, I've had, I'm going to hide it here in the airport and pick it up when I come back. I mean, I've had some weird ass dreams over the years, regarding this very situation. What line do you want me to take, Andrew? Line 6? All right. Christina's in Riverview. Christina, hi. You're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Welcome.
Thank you. I have a story. My daughter just came home from college, Christmas break, from Newark to Tampa, and as she's in the line, she sees the sign for the guns, and she remembered she had a switchblade knife in her purse that her brother had gotten her.
What a thug. All right, go ahead.
I mean, in Newark, you need a switchblade.
She completely forgot that, for safety, college, and she forgot. She figured, well, I'm just going to let it go through. It was in her purse, which was in her carry-on. And, of course, it got flagged. It got moved over, and she's sitting there, ready to say, I am so sorry. I totally forgot it was in there. And, usually the things when it's highlighted, it's like an x-ray. It comes up. Well, the lady is looking at it and said, there's nothing here. Not sure why you got flagged. And someone else came and said, there's nothing showing. They never even opened her bag and said, go ahead. And to us, it's fine because she's innocent. But what if she wasn't her?
Well, you're saying she's innocent, meaning that she didn't have any ill intent. She didn't want to hijack the plane with a switchblade. I get what you're saying.
She's guilty of bringing it on.
Now, hold on. This is what I would have to ask. If you know you have a switchblade, why wouldn't you get out of line and just chuck the switchblade?
Well, what was she going to do with it?
You throw it in the trash. Just throw it away.
Maybe it's sentimental. Julian has one with his name on it.
But the chances are they're going to take it and confiscate it anyway. But in this particular case, she got, I guess.
It was a gift.
She got lucky. But,
She got way lucky. She panicked and she's thinking, okay, I'm just going to say I'm so sorry, because she remembered right, like I said she saw the sign for guns, and then it hit her. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've got a switchblade.
Right.
I mean,
And then it was too late. And
Wow, so the bag gets flagged, they pull it aside,
And then they never-
but then they look at the screen and they say, we don't know why this was flagged, and they did not even go into the bag.
didn't even open it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
And it got flagged. Yes.
I wonder
And
if
we've all been flagged for like hairspray or something.
Right.
And
Yeah, a half-drunk bottle of water you're pulled
I
aside.
remember we had
right,
when our daughter was
Oh,
young.
needless to say, it's at our house now. She did not try to bring it back.
Holy crap. So where does your daughter go to college?
She's in graduate school at Kane University outside of Newark, New Jersey.
Wow. All right. Well, listen, great story. Thanks for calling in.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
Yeah, see, I love it. And I didn't even ask for calls, and that's something that I always encourage our audience to do. If we are ever talking about anything on this show, don't wait for me to take calls. Maybe I don't even give out the number, but you're always welcome. If you ever have anything to add to anything that we're doing on the show, just call us, 800-990-1047, 800-990-1047 is the number to call us at any moment. 7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we start an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. One of the things coming up, the kitchen disaster. If you follow my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, you saw the video of the kitchen nightmare at my house last night. And that's among the many things coming up next. Don't move. Back in minutes. MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Now, my friends at... It is 7:27 at the MJ Morning Show, and this is it. Right now, 1 hour and 20 minutes plus of nonstop MJ. I just got a text from Lee Burkhaw, the chief of police, Tampa PD, and he wanted to buzz on in a few minutes and just talk about the parades this weekend, because you got the kids parade, and then, of course, you got the MLK parade coming up as well. So let's get the chief on in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Tampa parade season is starting full swing starting this weekend.
It is on. Hey, Michelle, I know that you have been following this. If you don't know by now, Michelle, my lovely wife, in studio this morning. Also, you were here early this week. Tuesday? I think you were here?
Yeah, one of the days this week.
Yeah, so Michelle in studio helping out. So I know you've been following this whole Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively situation. Do you see the latest?
I heard that he filed some $400 million lawsuit.
Yeah, well, yes, you did hear that. Well, I told you Michelle was plugged in. Justin Baldoni has sued Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Didn't Ryan Reynolds make a fortune from that Mint Mobile, right?
He made a mint.
He's going to give it all back in the big lawsuit.
Who's Justin Baldoni?
He was the producer and he starred in that last movie that Blake Lively was in.
Yeah, what was the name of that thing?
It Ends With Us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actor and director Justin Baldoni from
Right.
It Ends With Us has sued co-star Blake Lively.
He's
Director.
filed a bombshell $400 million defamation and extortion lawsuit against Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. There's this ongoing fight. It Ends With Us feud is what it's being called.
Sounds like it just starts with it.
Yeah, and now, because Taylor Swift is friends with Blake Lively,
Yes.
now Taylor Swift is being brought into this thing. She's getting dragged in through association. The actor-director accuses Justin Baldoni, actor-director, accuses his former co-star in the complaint obtained by Page Six of utilizing the pop superstar to further assert control over the production of the popular film. So that's, I guess, how Taylor Swift is being dragged. The lawsuit claims Baldoni was invited to Lively's New York City penthouse where Ryan Reynolds and a famous and famously close friend of the couple were present and allegedly gushed about the direction in which Lively had taken the script with her rewrites. After the meeting, Baldoni then texted Lively about the pivotal rooftop scene from the movie, per the complaint. Anyway, this is a mess. There are text messages, and now they're dragging Taylor Swift into this deal. All right, Michelle, you're an attorney.
Well, yeah.
You've for whatever reason.
I really just follow this very limitedly.
No, but you're fascinated by this story. I mean, you're following
well,
this.
because they both have really done a good job on social media of getting their messages out, right? So Blake Lively came out with her thing, and then she filed, I think, a civil suit against him and his company, Wayfarer.
But what was the story with the onset, the sex scenes, and what were the accusations?
Oh, I don't even know what those accusations
Okay.
were. I think she said that he engaged in some kissing that wasn't like in the script or something, or wasn't supposed to be performed. That he did, something like that on the set.
Was there not an intimacy coordinator, or was that one of the?
It says here she felt very conscious about her postpartum body, and Baldoni was making her feel comfortable about it and trying to reassure her. Baldoni took a back seat while promoting the film. Wasn't there news a couple of weeks ago? Was it Blake Lively who said something about seeing her movie in a weird context and making it sound like a feel-good movie or something? And
Right. So that was when she was promoting the movie, she was out there all having fun and laughing about it. But the movie is a very serious,
Right.
commentary on domestic violence, right? So
she was like, "Hey, go out have a girls' night and go out and see my movie." And it's all about domestic violence. And it's like, oh, it's
right.
pretty heavy subject matter for hanging out with your friends.
But she, when she filed that civil suit, she provided a lot of text messages that she had access to between him and I think his PR firm when they were trying to, mitigate the damage that she was allegedly or perceived as doing back when the movie was being, published or promoted. And so, but his allegation is that she took all those texts out of context
Right.
and cherry picked ones that were just for her
To make him look really,
right,
really
to make him
bad.
look bad.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? Put it all out there.
Right.
So we'll see if
So,
they publish those texts in context. And
Based on what you've read and seen, who's at fault here? Is Blake Lively trying to jam something up here that doesn't exist?
Yeah.
Or is Justin Baldoni guilty? What is your initial take?
I think that she's a troublemaker.
You think that Blake Lively is a troublemaker?
I think she didn't like the negative press and that she got on social media. She didn't like that backlash. I think she felt like it really hurt her, image and career. And so this was what she was trying to do to mitigate that damage. And now she's probably just got herself in more of a pickle.
That's what it sounds like. All right. Got a question for you.
Oh.
What's in your stomach?
Right now?
What's in your stomach? What am I doing? What's in your stomach?
What's in your wallet?
Exactly.
Yeah, the Capital One card.
Well, guess what? If you had a Capital One card and
And you ate it?
no.
If you ate a Capital One card, because they say you eat so much plastic in a day or a week or a month.
No,
how long would it take to eat 2 Capital One cards?
Fast.
What's in your stomach?
I'm doing
Capital One.
What are you doing? I'm doing a play on the what's in your wallet.
Are you doing the
Disgusting.
All right, can I just tell the freaking story?
Are you doing the Samuel Jackson? What's in your wallet? Or are you doing the Jennifer Gardner? What's in your wallet?
Oh, please.
Anyway, multiple spokespeople. No, I'm bringing up Capital One because apparently there was a big glitch yesterday, and around lunchtime, a lot of folks couldn't use their Capital One card to buy lunch, and some people were saying, "I'm going hungry because my Capital One card is not working."
That's not true because don't you pay after lunch? Or I guess if you're fast service.
Whatever the deal is, Capital One was experiencing a technical outage that kept customers from using their card. Some kind of third-party vendor. Anyway, the company posted a follow-up saying it's actively working with the vendor. We know it's important to have your money when you need it, so we apologize for any inconvenience that this is causing. But by 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon, the website Down Detector?
Oh, yes, I'm on it all the time.
There's a
big fan of downdetector.com.
It keeps track of Instagram outages or TikTok outages.
It's on my favorites bar.
Cable TV outages.
Downdetector.com.
Internet outages.
I go some of these downdetector.com rabbit holes, and before you know it, you're all over.
Shut up.
Downdetector.com. Who the hell goes to downdetector.com? What a nerd.
Obviously,
a nerd, that too.
I was just going to say a nerd, a financial nerd.
Andrew just raised his hand, our producer.
I say
yes.
I say a nerd, and you say Andrew, same time. I love you, Andrew, but, kind of a nerd.
I wonder how many of our listeners tried to use their Capital One card yesterday and It didn't work.
And then they're like, hey, let's go to downdetector.com.
Oh, you stop it.
I'll tell MJ about it. He'll report it on the radio.
You stop it. Anyway, so I just thought it was funny. What's in your wallet? People are saying that they couldn't buy their lunch yesterday.
Nothing.
What's in your stomach? Nothing, because my damn Capital One card's not working.
Man.
For me to... do you carry cash? Do you carry any cash?
I like to carry cash, but I don't carry it nearly as often as I should.
I don't carry regular bills anymore. I don't have like ones or fives or 20s. Typically have like a 50 or 100 just folded up and stashed in my wallet just for emergency purposes. But the days of having like just a wad of cash in the pocket, I don't do it anymore.
Can I just say, you never really were that person who had a wad of cash in your pocket. You always did have that little 50 or 100 tucked in your, and then when you had to break it and you had change, then for like about a week you'd have some 20s or 10s.
So I never had the mob boss Goodfellas
No.
money clip going on.
No.
I would always choose to carry cash, but now it just seems like such a hassle.
Right, but
between self-pay is all, you know, or I can say I go to Wawa for a cup of coffee, I use the self-checkout. You can't pay with cash.
Right, and that's the thing. I tell the kids all the time because they like this Apple Pay and whatever, and I'm like, no. You have to put a little 20 somewhere. Stick a 20 or a 50,
All right, I am calling... Thank you, Michelle. I'm calling Lee Burkhaw, Chief of Police, City of Tampa.
Ask him if he carries cash.
Yep.
Hey, MJ.
What's in your wallet? Oh, it's a badge. No, we're talking about Capital One, and around lunchtime yesterday, I guess their system was down. A lot of people went hungry. They couldn't buy lunch because the Capital One card wasn't working.
Well, it's a good thing the city of Tampa doesn't use Capital One.
Well, there you go. All right. Chief Burkhaw, City of Tampa, happy to oblige. Sent me a text that you'd love to come on this morning and talk about the parades. It's interesting you brought this up because last hour we were talking about the kids' parade tomorrow. Weather should be good. Now, rain on Sunday, but tomorrow should be great for the Saturday kids' parade. And we brought up the fact that the kids' parade is alcohol-free, and we were kind of joking around, hey, what's the over-under? You know, how many adults are going to be arrested for alcoholic beverages at the parade? All right, so first the kids' parade, and it is a booze-free zone, correct?
It is. And think about this. This is the first time that I can ever recall in my history of 28 years working for the police department that we've had 3 large parades within 8 days, having it compressed. So this Saturday we have the Children's Parade. Monday we have the MLK Parade. And then the following Saturday we have the full Gasparilla Day Parade.
Yep.
So just having those in that tight window is the first time that I can ever recall. But you're right. Gasparilla Children's Parade, 0 alcohol. And we will be out in full force enforcing it. And if somebody thinks that they're going to sneak it on, we have more undercover officers than we've ever had before.
Wow.
And I want to tell you on top of that, it is a drone-free zone, but we will have law enforcement drones that are authorized. So we will have eyes and ears everywhere. And we will be looking for the little things. So don't bring your alcohol.
All right. Now, we were joking around.
Hey, hold on a second, Chief.
Fester brought up the infamous...
Yeah, what if mommy is there with the stroller with the big Stanley tumbler with full of mommy juice? I mean, what detective is on that beat?
What happens?
Maybe somebody will be around her and smell it and report it to us.
So I'll tell you this, Chief. I'm a member of the Rough Riders. And the Rough Riders, and they're going to be in the Children's Parade.
Yep.
Every year they're in the Children's Parade, and every year, of course, we're in the Gasparilla Parade. And there is very strict orders as to, behaviors and expectations of behavior at the Children's Parade. Absolutely no alcohol.
They'll lose their spot in the parade.
Yeah, and we're very serious about it.
Has that been an issue in the past? Have there been participants and floats and some of the crews where they have brought alcohol?
I don't know, but Tampa has a history of if we have a parade, it's a party. And the Children's Parade, some crews might think, but, as the Rough Riders have been around 40 years, they maybe longer, they take it very seriously that, hey, this is for the kids. Yeah. This is, a fun event. And, I think there's also no smoking for the Rough Riders. And for us not to smoke on cigars is
that's true.
I think we all smoke cigars and drink a couple of things on the big parades. But the kids' parade, I know the crews take it very seriously.
Hey, so, Chief, the story came out earlier this week that the maniac that drove the pickup truck through the street goers in New Orleans, that he was in Tampa for a couple of days back in October. But the story came out this week that it was determined that he was not here for nefarious purposes. Can you shed light? Do we have any idea why was he in Tampa?
They're still working on that, but every lead that they've come across so far has not resulted in anything nefarious. And they've been very proactive in working with us. I've been speaking with the SAC of our local FDA office and FBI office every day, and they are releasing more information than they typically do because we want to reassure the community that these events are going to be safe. There's going to be cops everywhere. There's no reason, nothing to say that he was up to anything here. But despite all that, we've still upped our security. I've talked about adding law enforcement drones, and even though we've had a robust vehicle barrier plan, we've even added more barriers.
And that's what I was going to ask you. You know, with the access to Bay Shore and all the side streets, so you guys are bolstering the, I guess, the vehicles or the blockades to prevent somebody from trying to enter from a side street onto the Bay Shore.
That's correct. You'll see concrete barriers. You'll see meridian barriers. You'll see large trucks as barriers. You'll see police cars as barriers. We've always had a robust plan, but we are stepping it up even more.
So it's a FAFO deal, FAFO?
Don't FA.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't FA and you won't FO.
Don't, exactly. That's the Chief.
And that's for all the parades.
Yeah.
So that's for the Children's Parade, MLK Parade, and the Day Parade. I mean, we're bolstering our efforts on every single one of our parades.
But
Okay.
there's also the night parade in February. Then in March, there's the St. Patrick's Day parade. So there's a lot of parades coming up.
Yeah. And again, mommy juice consumers, don't bring your mommy juice. Don't bring any alcohol to the kids' parade.
No.
Even if you got a bunch of little brats that drive you nuts, just get loaded after the parade. All right.
And if you see something, please let us know. Yep. It's so easy. You can call 911. You can even text 911 on your phone. But just let us know. There'll be an officer everywhere, or just turn around and let an officer know.
Hold on a second. Chief, did you say you could text 911?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
911.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Okay.
Absolutely.
I've never. You would just text to 911. Okay. I've never heard that before. That's interesting.
Chief, great to have you on. Lee Burkhaw, Chief of Police, City of Tampa. Chief, anytime you need us, let us know.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
All right. I have in my possession the list of the latest, safest airlines in the world. So what's the safest airline? What American airlines, what U.S. carriers are on the list? Where do we rank against the rest of the world? I'll get to that in just a couple of minutes. Hold on to that thought. Also, the psychopath test is coming up in minutes as well. This is a test. Allegedly, if you can answer this particular question, then you could be a psychopath. So that is coming up momentarily. First, though, I got yelled at. We got a couple of things going on in my house. And we also got to get into the kitchen disaster. That's going to happen before 8 o'clock or around 8 o'clock. We had a kitchen disaster captured on video on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. I'll get to that in just a bit. I was yelled at again yesterday by Michelle. It seems that, well, the good news is that she doesn't catch me about 98% of the time. But, Michelle, what is it that I do that you yell at me and you say that is the biggest white trash move? I've done this for years and you hate it. And I try to make sure that you don't, but every once in a while you walk in on me doing the corner back scratch, you know?
Yes. And you have a bunch of back scratchers now. So I don't know why that's continuing.
Right where the wall meets. The corner. That's what it's for.
All right. So, Festa, do you do the corner back scratch?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, Michelle is all over my butt for doing the corner of the drywall back scratch where you find a nice corner. And so, Michelle, you think it's the biggest white trashy, what, like...
No, I think that biggest white trashy thing you do is removing your, like, shirt when you come in the house, and then you walk around shirtless and shoeless and sockless.
Listen, pantless?
No,
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
no, listen. Sometimes in the house, I just like to be cool. I'll take the shirt off, But why do you hate the corner back scratch so
'Cause
much?
it's leaving skin junk on the corner.
You can't. Well, sometimes I do it with the shirt. Sometimes I do it without the shirt. But I'm not leaving any skin residue on the corner bead.
Yes, you are.
No,
What are you, CSI Michelle? And you're looking at little flecks of dead skin on the corner? Forget it.
Oh, look.
I'm pretty sure.
Look at uppity Michelle sitting there with an itchy back.
Yeah, Michelle says, looks like MJ's got some skin in the game. CSI Michelle. She's got a little evidence bag out, and she's little tweezers trying to get little skin flecks off the corner.
Well, it looks like I backed MJ into a corner. CSI Michelle.
CSI Michelle. I mean, why does it bother you so much? I got a little itch, and the corner, like a lot of times, the wall corner just kind of takes care of that itch.
MJ.
There's a back scratcher for that.
You know what? I'm going to call you the itch bitch.
Oh, very
That's-
good.
You like that?
That does sound like grounds for divorce.
What are you, the itch bitch? Come on, you're laughing at that.
Yeah.
MJ.
You know what happens when you ask me to scratch your back, and I'm like, no, gross, because I know when I scratch, like, ugh, it's going to get under my nails.
Yeah, like CSI, how they get like skin underneath
Yeah.
the perp's nails. And then they run the DNA.
We had a story a couple of weeks ago about a couple of women in Miami that opened up like a scratch clinic or like a scratch spa.
Yeah.
And I would love to have one of those in Tampa.
I'll sign you up.
Yeah, listen, as much as a massage costs, you get an hour-long back scratch.
The scratch spa.
Oh my gosh, that sounds great.
7:47 at the MJ Morning Show. So there's a lot coming up. In a few minutes, the kitchen disaster at my house is coming up in just a bit. The safest airlines coming up. Where is your favorite airline on the list? In just a bit. First, though, are you a psychopath?
Oh boy, that's the pot calling the kettle black, isn't it, Michelle?
Hold on. What do you say?
I mean,
I'm just asking. What
Right.
you think I'm a psychopath?
I think you're the closest thing I know to one. I'm not saying you are one. I'm not saying I know any psychopaths. But if we're a scale of psychopathy,
All right. There is a revelation coming up in just a minute. This is very interesting. I want you to listen to this little sound bite.
So allegedly, if you can answer this riddle correctly, then it is a major sign that you're a psychopath. Now keep in mind, there's no research to validate this, so if you do get it right, don't get all in a panic. However, that being said, the only people in my life who were accurately able to answer was me, a diagnosed narcissist, and my sister who is diagnosed with ASPD, aka sociopathy. So take that as you will.
wow, what a screwed up family that is.
Tell me,
You think your family has problems?
they're fun at parties, right?
Yeah,
All right.
not really.
Now, here is the question. If you can answer this question, the claim is, if you can answer this question affirmatively, correctly,
Right.
the claim is that it could indicate that you are a psychopath. Are you ready for the question?
All right, lay it on me.
Here it is.
So a woman goes to her mother's funeral, and she meets a guy there that she's never met before, and they really hit it off. Like, this woman is thinking, oh my gosh, this might be my soulmate. But she doesn't realize until the funeral is over that she forgot to get his name, forgot his number. She has no idea who this guy is. And whoever she asks, they don't know either. And she's relatively speaking upset that she's not going to be able to see this guy again. The next week, she murders her sister. So the riddle is, why did she do it? Why did she murder her sister?
At a funeral, woman meets a guy, falls in love with the guy. Oh my God, it's my soulmate. Doesn't get any contact information. Everyone she asks doesn't know who the guy is that was at the funeral. And then she then murders her sister. And why did she do that?
That's the question.
That's the question. And if you can answer correctly, it might indicate that you are a psychopath. You want me to, I'll play it again. Here, one more time. Here's the question.
So a woman goes to her mother's funeral.
Woman goes to her mother's funeral.
So a woman goes to her mother's funeral, And she meets a guy there that she's never met before, and they really hit it off. Like, this woman is thinking, oh my gosh, this might be my soulmate. But she doesn't realize until the funeral is over that she forgot his name, forgot his number. She has no idea who this guy is. And whoever she asks, they don't know either. And she's relatively speaking upset that she's not going to be able to see this guy again. The next week, she murders her sister. So the riddle is, why did she do it? Why did she murder her sister?
If you can answer correctly, you might be a psychopath.
I can't even get past that the woman murdered her sister.
So you don't know the answer?
No.
I knew the answer right away.
So hence mine and Fester's point.
Okay.
Hello?
My initial guess would be that at the funeral, the sister met the same man and they've hit it off. That would be my initial guess.
We'll say it again.
At the funeral that she attended, the primary person in this riddle,
Right.
she attended the funeral with her sister because
Right.
it's their mother.
Yep.
They're both at their mother's funeral.
Right.
And the sister meets the same guy that the primary person
So
met.
there's a competition for the same guy?
So there's
Right.
two sisters, one guy. The guy goes with the other sister. First lady finds out, offs the sister.
No, Michelle, you're wrong.
That's not. I'm not Michelle.
No, I'm going back to you. So you don't know the answer. So
No.
you get a buzz.
I can't even get past the murder.
That's what I'm saying. So Michelle and Fester, you're
Okay.
wrong.
All right.
That's not the answer.
Okay.
So I got the answer. I'm sorry. I got the answer right away.
But the sister murdered the mother?
No, the sister. Guys, is it this difficult?
There's so many
All right,
possibilities.
no, there's not. All right, are you ready for the answer?
Sure.
This is the answer. Did you get this answer?
If you're having an idea about this and you aren't sure if you're right or not, it's not right. Because as soon as you know what it is, you're like, oh yeah, duh. Now the answer is because if she murders her sister, given that the sister and mother were related, there's a good probability that that man will also show up to this funeral. The funeral of the sister, that is.
You got it? Come on, that was so obvious to me. That murders the sister. So then there's going to be a funeral for the sister. So the same guy is probably going to show up to that funeral. And then she's going to be able to reunite with the guy at the second funeral. Really?
No, I trade in facts, and I was given no facts that imply that this gentleman would also then want to show up at the sister's funeral.
It's just probability. Why wouldn't she kill her father?
Right.
I mean, because the same people would come to my mother's funeral as my father's funeral,
Right.
but maybe not come to my sister's funeral.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, look at the phones. Look at the people calling in that knew the answer as well.
we should have taken calls first to see if they knew.
Yeah.
Before you gave it away.
Yeah, but that would have only lasted for a second.
Yeah, Maryland and West Chase would have got it out of the gate, psychopath.
So, listen, it doesn't mean just because I got the answer right away and I knew right what it was.
Oh, it does. Right here. I'm writing it down.
It doesn't mean that I am a psychopath. I might be a sociopath. I don't think I'm a psych. All right, so Maryland and West Chase. Maryland, hi, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, guys. Good morning, Fester.
Good morning, Maryland.
Yes, Maryland, go ahead.
I guessed it right away because if it was me, that's exactly what I would have done because he would show up to the first funeral, he'll show up to the second.
So, Maryland, have you ever been diagnosed with psychopathy?
No, but I've never been tested either.
Oh,
good answer. Good answer. I mean, who goes for a psychopathy test? She's right.
Hey, look what I do for a living. I mean,
hold on. What?
You don't know. Hold on. I know everything about Maryland.
How do you know Maryland?
Maryland is one of my favorite 3 listeners of all time because she's my hookup at Burger King.
Oh, she's the Burger King manager.
Maryland knows how I like it. Maryland knows. Watch this. Maryland, how do I like my Whopper?
You like a double Whopper with cheese on it, no onion, extra pickle, heavy mayonnaise both sides.
She knows. That's my girl right there.
All right. And Marilyn, my wife hates the Burger King song. She wants that to go away.
I agree.
See?
I agree. Especially the melt one. It's like freaking nails down a chalkboard.
Oh yeah, it's the worst. But you know what? Those melts look so delicious.
I run from the room.
They are very, very good. I love the food, but the jingles, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
No.
This is the melts one.
BK Melts.
Oh, Michelle. Look, hold on. Andrew, did you just get Michelle on MJTV? Oh.
BK Melts. Wanna warm up this it sure helps. Classic bacon, shroom, and Swiss. BKML season is tasty bliss. BK, having your way.
Making up the song as you go along is what it's supposed to sound like. All right, Marilyn, you
Sorry,
psycho.
Michelle.
All right, you psychopath. Have a nice day.
You too, dear. Bye.
Maryland.
What time? 7:55. All right, you ready for the airline list? And then we'll get into our kitchen disaster. And folks, there is video proof, which I posted on Instagram. We had absolute mayhem. It was absolute chaos in my house last night. And Michelle, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to come down on you just slightly on this.
Oh.
But
It's accepted.
all right. That's a rare response. All right. So I have the world's safest airlines revealed. And the top U.S. airline for safety, the safest U.S. airline, might be a surprise because they had a door blowout.
How the hell did that airline make it on the
All right,
list?
well, first of all, it's not the airline's fault. It was Boeing's fault for not having the door plugged.
yeah, tell that to the guy that got sucked out.
No one got sucked out of that.
Oh, didn't somebody get sucked out of one?
That was a Southwest flight. That's where
Oh.
remember the engine disintegrated and like parts came through and then a woman got sucked out of the airplane. That was Southwest.
I remember watching that news story. My wife's like, that's why you should wear your seatbelt at all times.
That is true. If there's a sudden cabin depressurization, that would be true. So I have the list, and these are domestic and international carriers. The world's safest airlines. Number one is Air New Zealand. Never been on Air New Zealand. I've seen the planes parked at the various airports.
Hold on. Air New Zealand is the safest when you say number one?
The number one, the safest airline is Air New Zealand, and they take into consideration numerous factors.
You're like not crashing,
Yeah.
not hitting mountains, not ending up in the ocean.
Not hitting other airplanes
Yeah,
when
see,
they're like landing or pulling in.
It's a little bit of everything.
It sounds like a really ridiculous survey because unless a plane has crashed recently, it's on my list of top 10 safest airlines.
They look at serious incidents. They look at the incident management. They look at the fleet age, how old the airplanes are. They look at the size of the fleet, the rate of incidents, fatalities, financial stability, pilot skill and training. And there's a whole thing that
I
goes.
don't care if my airline just went bankrupt. If it lands, we're good.
Hey, I'm flying Spirit Airlines again tomorrow to go see my father in Fort Lauderdale, and Spirit's in bankruptcy. Or I could choose Silver. Silver's also in bankruptcy. All my options to fly to Fort Lauderdale are bankrupt. Spirit and Silver.
At the last quarterly meeting, the CFO of Spirit was like, we've got to get MJ on more flights. That's the only way.
MJ's going to save the company.
All right.
Yes, I'm on my way to Silver status. I'm not on my way to silver status with Silver Air. I'm on my way to silver status with Spirit. Yeah. All right. So number one safest airline is Air New Zealand, and then right behind, same part of the world, Qantas. Qantas never crashed. Qantas never crashed.
Yeah.
Who am I doing?
I don't know.
Oh, come on.
It's Rain Man.
It's Rain Man.
Oh.
Remember he was talking about Qantas never crashed. Qantas never crashed. Say, Qantas never crashed. All right. So number one is Air New Zealand. Number two is Qantas. Number three is, it's like a three-way tie. Cathay Pacific, Qatar Airways, and Emirates. I've been on Qatar. Qatar is fantastic.
Yes.
Oh, we've been on Qantas. Michelle.
Yes.
We were on Qantas for our honeymoon in 94 to Australia.
We were.
Fascinating.
And that's
And
the what was it? The gate agent or the flight attendant found out that we were on honeymoon
right.
in Australia,
Yes.
and this is great.
This is great for one of us.
Hold on, this was
Oh, yeah.
1994.
it was 94, but
Uh-huh.
the first leg was L.A. We flew L.A. to Sydney on Qantas,
Right.
and you know what? It was in L.A. they found out because I got
It was the return flight. It
well,
was departing.
What is
Oh
it?
no, I'm sorry. You're right. We were leaving. We were leaving Australia.
Yep.
Back to Los Angeles.
Yes.
With a stop in Honolulu.
Really?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. What, you want to know why?
Why?
Because.
Wait a minute. Let me tell you.
Yep.
They came back and said, "We're so excited for you. It's your honeymoon.
Right.
So
The,
we'd like to,
the captain.
yeah, we'd like to offer you guys. One of you can come and sit in for the takeoff, in the cockpit, and one of you can come and sit in for the landing.
And but he elbows his way into both?
I mean, what am I going to do? I'm like, when is that ever going to happen again? We're never going to be on a honeymoon again, and no pilot is ever going to offer any one of us a chance to get in. And he's such an airline nut.
Yeah.
I was like,
Michelle gave me both legs. So this was awesome. Literally, the captain, and he was also one of the chief pilots for Qantas.
Yes.
So the pilot comes down to the cabin area where we were and said, hey, congratulations. We hear it's your honeymoon, and allowed us to go sit in the cockpit on the flight deck. And this is a great airplane. It was a Qantas 747.
Fascinating.
And it was the combi.
Oh, the combi.
I
was going to say that. Yes,
it's probably not even flying anymore because this is the combi where it was half passengers and half cargo.
It's in the Aviation Hall of Fame now. It says MJ sat here for one landing.
They called it the combi, and it was just awesome. Got to sit in the flight deck for takeoff from Sydney to Honolulu because we had to stop in Honolulu.
That's great.
And then I also got to go back up and then landing at dawn in Honolulu at Honolulu International. I'll never, and I've got it on video.
Yeah. Are those?
Yeah.
I mean, is that ever offered now?
No.
I mean, good luck getting in the cockpit now.
They've got doors that withstand fire axes.
Right.
So there's no way that this is being offered anymore. So that's beautiful. Yeah, and then Qatar, I flew with Julian on Qatar. Qatar was fantastic.
Are we going to go over every airline you've ever flown?
No.
Yes.
Let me.
Let's keep going down the list.
Let me quickly go. Let me finish this up because then we got to get to the U.S. carriers. All right. So number 4 is Virgin Australia.
Okay.
Number 5 is Etihad Airways.
Idiot Airways?
No, it's Etihad.
It sounds like my. It sounds like my Latin neighbor is insulting me. Etihad.
Number 6 is ANA, which is ANA is
All Nippon Airways.
All Nippon is Japanese airline. All right. Number 7 is EVA Air, which
I've never heard of any of these companies.
I flew EVA, and I'm going to fly EVA again to the Philippines.
Riveting.
Okay, so they're number 7. Number 8 is Korean Air.
Okay.
And Michelle and I have been on Korean. All right, but wait a sec. Where are the American airlines? The top 8. There are no American carriers, the safest airlines in the world.
Who came up with this list?
Hold on. You got to get to number 9. Number 9, finally, an American carrier, Alaska Airlines, is the safest U.S. airline. And they just had that door plug blow out, a year ago?
That's the weirdest American airline to make it. I mean, every Delta flight seems to land all right.
All right. Well, I'm sure what dings Delta is they have the oldest fleet of any U.S. airline.
Listen, every Southwest flight.
And listen, I like Delta.
Yeah, sure.
Delta is pretty much my airline of choice. All right, so
all the American flights land, United lands, Southwest lands.
Number 10 is Turkish. Number 11 is TAP Portugal. Number 12 is Hawaiian Airlines, U.S. carrier. Number 13 is American Airlines.
Jeez, how long is this list?
A few more. Number 14 is SAS,
1,000.
which is Scandinavian. Number 15 is British Airways. 16 is Iberia.
Oh, what's 17 though?
17 is Finnair.
Oh, damn it!
Yep. All right.
Oh my gosh!
I thought Finnair was 18.
Number 18 is Lufthansa and Swiss Air Thai.
I mixed them up.
Number 19 is JAL. That's Japan Airlines. Then we get to number 20 is Air Canada. Then you got to go to 21 to get to Delta. Delta is number 21. Then number 22 is Vietnam Airlines. Number 23 is United. You got Vietnam Airlines is ahead of United. What
Does this list ever end?
All I know is
No.
I flew United with the family to and from Denver over Christmas, and we were just fine.
Did it crash?
No, it did not.
Then why is it number 1?
It's number 1.
Number 1.
So whatever airline I'm flying that I get there safely, if I get to Fort Lauderdale safely tomorrow morning,
number 1
on Spirit,
number 1.
Spirit's number 1.
Your number 1 airline.
I mean, where is Spirit even on this top 100? How many do you have total? Does it stop at 25?
Yeah, well, that goes to 20. Let's see. United was 23, I believe. So those are like the normal carriers. Then they have Then they have the low cost carriers. And
they all land pretty well too. So
Yeah,
I'm going to give them all tied for number 1.
And I'm looking at the low cost carriers, and number 5.
Okay.
Frontier is on the list at number 5.
Wait a minute.
For low cost. Yes.
First of all, can
Yes.
we even classify Frontier and Southwest as low-cost airlines? Because honestly, every time I tell you what the Southwest cost is, you're like,
Well,
what happened to their flying
yeah,
for peanuts
Yeah,
business?
Southwest is number 9.
Yeah.
Which doesn't make sense because Southwest. Remember the days when Southwest used to be cheap?
Hey, bags fly free.
There was a time when Southwest was cheap, and then you woke up one day and it's like Southwest is the same price as Delta and American and United. You know?
Sometimes more.
Yeah.
And look at number 17.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. So Frontier number 5 of the cheap carriers. Number 9 is Southwest, and I'm skipping all of the international
Oh, no,
ones.
please don't.
Number 15 is Sun Country.
Oh, yeah.
Sun Country flies out of Tampa International.
Okay.
Number 17 is JetBlue. JetBlue is not a low-cost carrier, but
They're not.
Number 17 in safety.
You
Then-
should really take this up with the person that wrote this article.
All right, number 21 is Allegiant Air. They leave out of St. Pete at a PIE, and it goes to 25. Spirit's not on the list. Why is Spirit? Spirit is. I'm flying them tomorrow morning, and Spirit's not even in the top 25.
You can contact airlineratings.com CEO Sharon Peterson. And
Give her
Express-
a piece of your mind.
Yeah. express your concerns.
Peterson. little
Listen,
throwback to Ferris Bueller.
if the
Yep.
plane lands, you are on the most safe plane
Yep.
in the world.
All right, let's talk about the lack of safety in my kitchen last night. Holy hell. Hell broke loose.
Hell's Kitchen.
All right, Fester, have you seen this?
No, I have
All
not.
right, bring up my Instagram. Folks, have you seen the Instagram video on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio? Michelle, you need a different dish to make your scalloped potato.
I'm aware.
Oh, my God. There's
I'm aware.
$30 of, how do you say that cheese?
Gruyere.
Gruyere?
Gruyere.
There's $30 worth of freaking imported Gruyere cheese.
Holy crap. Michelle, what'd you do?
Fester's watching the video now. All right, reset this thing.
What the hell did you do?
All right, and then
How did the hell house not burned out? Why are your kids wearing scuba gear?
because their eyes are burning. So they went and got their scuba masks. Julian has the most powerful battery-powered leaf blower on the market.
That's not helping anything, Julian. That's making it worse. What an idiot kid he
Julian
is.
ran to the garage to get the leaf blower. All right, folks.
Adding oxygen to fires is not the way to go. Hello, Santa Ana wins. Has this kid learned anything lately?
Got you, guy. You got to go to my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio, and look at the smoke in my house. All right, go ahead and reset this thing. Bring up the audio. You got it? All right, go hit it from the beginning. Oh my God! All right, so Michelle's making scalloped potatoes, and oh my God! Holy! They're all burned up. Oh my God! All right, so Julian's got the leaf blower. Julian, up in the gate. All right, hang on a minute. All right, Julian and Chloe, are you guys all right? Hang on a minute. All right. Oh my, holy. Somebody tell Mom that the dish for the scalloped potatoes are too freaking small. The dish is too small. Oh my God.
All right.
Oh my God. Oh my. All right.
All right. For a film student, he's a terrible actor, by the way.
Mayhem in my house. Leaf blowers. The dogs are going berserk.
That's because you're blowing a leaf blower in the house. Michelle, that's a lot of smoke.
It was.
Michelle.
They were smoky scalloped potatoes.
Didn't you realize your casserole dish or your round Pyrex pie dish?
You can't fill them up to the top and then put them in the oven.
It
bubbles over.
It did. It bubbled over. It catches on fire. The house still reeks of smoke. Do we have permanent smoke inhalation damage?
You have smoke damage at the house.
I'm sorry, smoke damage. I have smoke inhalation.
You have smoke. The house has smoke damage. You have inhalation damage.
Exactly.
The house still smells like smoke. Is our furniture ruined?
Possibly.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, what the? Michelle.
New furniture, new kitchen. Let's do it.
You have to have our friends, two college brothers, just move the furniture outside to get fresh air.
Oh my God. I got to call like the disaster relief folks that come in and
like Serve Pro.
They need to bring in like the industrial fans. You ever see like a place that had like a house fire?
Yeah.
And the fire department has those giant fans they bring in. Anyway,
I think they're bringing the fans to sop up the water.
I hope there is. And then, so Michelle, in these freaking scallop potatoes, Michelle's got like $50 in these things. This is the most expensive side dish ever. Because you got $30 in imported French Gruyere cheese.
Swiss.
Whatever it is.
Oh, no, that was the French one. We did buy the French one.
So,
oh, man, what a mess, Michelle.
yeah, from Fresh Market yesterday.
Yes.
So did you still eat them?
Yes.
Yes.
But they
MJ.
They tasted like they were in a house fire.
He peeled off. That's really not funny. He peeled off the top layer of cheese and ate them.
But the smoke had permeated the whole thing.
The cheese absorbs flavor. That's why I have smoked cheese in the first place.
Exactly. I was thinking it was just going to be smoked cheese. But we did have to eat outside.
So we ate outside on the back lanai because
the house was a disaster.
The house is all smoky.
Burning our eyes.
And, the smoke then gathers up at the ceiling lights and everything. All right, you got to see the video. Scuba goggles, leaf blower. The dogs are going maniacally crazy. The video of the scallop. Michelle, you had like 12 pounds of stuff. It was all... Why would you put that in the oven with all of the stuff 3 inches above the pie dish?
All right, I'll tell you right now. Personally, I think a lot of stuff on your Instagram sucks. This is hysterical. I'll tell you, this is funny stuff.
All right, the video.
Oh, my God.
And I'm sorry to Chloe because she's the one who asked for it, so I owe her a redo. So I'll be making it again
You
this
owe
weekend.
her. Just put a baking sheet under the pan. It would have stayed off the element and not smoked out.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's
right.
Or get a bigger pie dish. Don't load that much crap. Right. You can't have your potatoes and cheese rising before you even cook it. It was 3 inches above. It was like Kid and Play's hair sticking up, out of the pie dish.
I'm writing this all down.
Yeah.
Good. We'll give you an audio file of this segment. You can replay it.
The video is on my Instagram. Go take a look.
What would Gordon Ramsay call her?
You donkey!
You
donkey!
Michelle the donkey.
But I used a mandolin to make the potatoes so nice and evenly thin.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. All right, the video is on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. Leave a comment, give it a like, give me a follow. Go to Certified MJ Radio. It's the top item right now. The kitchen disaster at my house.
All right.
Hey, Gordon, anything to say to Michelle?
You donkey. See? That's right. Michelle.
Oh, man. Can you just get a bigger pie dish?
Or I'll just stop cooking altogether for you.
No. Well, you didn't make these.
No cookies for you now.
Yeah, the cookie. You've never ruined the whole meal in the kitchen with the cookies.
This is the first.
Yeah. Oh man, let's see. Let me see how many views this thing has so far. Yeah, it's up to 7,000 views.
Oh, good. We're all really happy for you.
Yeah, we're on the way to another 10K at least here.
You can do it.
All right, you can do it. At 8:13 at the MJ Morning Show. There's a band on the list for Fire Aid. Can they change the name for this particular event?
Well, the event is called Fire Aid?
Yes.
That's a terrible name.
All right, so Fire Aid has been announced to raise money for the victims of the L.A. fires, which are still raging. When's the event supposed to be?
I'm just pulling it up. January 30th?
January 30th. Two different venues, the Kia Forum and the new Intuit Dome, both in L.A. in Inglewood. So here's the lineup so far. Billie Eilish and Phineas.
Oh, Phineas.
Dave Matthews Band and John Mayer. Gracie Abrams, Green Day, Gwen Stefani, Jelly Roll, Joni Mitchell, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Lil Baby, Pink, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rod Stewart, Stephen Stills, Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
Where are the other two? Dead?
I think some of them are gone. Didn't Crosby kick it recently?
I think he did, yeah.
So Stephen Stills, he went to Plant High School.
Fascinating.
In South Tampa, Stephen Stills. And I think he also went to the Admiral Farragut Academy. I think he behaved so badly at plant that the parents sent him to Admiral
They're going to
Farragut.
send you to military school.
Yeah.
They meant it.
I have no idea about it. Sting, Tate McRae. But here's the band that, can they just change their name for this event? At Fire Aid, the devastating L.A. fires, over 12,000 structures incinerated. The death toll has gone up now. What's the latest on the death toll? Is it like 27 now?
Maybe. I saw 24 yesterday.
No, it's up. It's up since yesterday. I think it might be 27 now, if you can just double check. And the last band that's on the current list, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire?
Those are the three components of this entire mess.
I know. Yeah, it is. You're right. The Earth and the Santa and the Winds, and then the fire, obviously.
27 people have died. 18 people are missing still in the Los Angeles fires.
Yeah, and I'm sure those numbers are going to go up. I mean, again, just absolute tragedy. Thoughts, prayers go out to everyone involved. It's going to be 10 years plus before they can rebuild. The amount of houses and just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes and just individual neighborhoods just gone.
It's never the same. When the community's gone, the vibe is gone. Dumb question time.
Yeah.
This is going to be televised, obviously, right? And it's going to be like a telephone where you can call and make donations.
I would imagine.
You know, I mean, I'm trying to think of how this.
And then Kanye West is going to get up and say, George W. Bush doesn't like black people. Remember that?
Some things remain true no matter what happens.
We stop.
I'm talking about Kanye, not George.
Oh,
Kanye. Talking about Kanye, not George.
All right, so Fire Aid is coming at the end of the month out in Los Angeles.
Oh, are they going to have other celebrities come out in between acts and like give the please donate now?
Do you know what a love rat is?
Say it again.
Do you know what a love rat is?
Did you say rat?
Rat, R-A-T.
Okay.
I'll give you another little hint. A love rat investigator. What is a love rat investigator?
It sounds like somebody who investigates a suspected cheater.
Yep, you got it.
Oh.
That is 100% correct, Michelle. You get a ding.
It almost sounds like somebody was looked for somebody in that category,
now,
Michelle.
A portion of this story we've discussed in the past, because I know that years ago we did some kind of story about which occupation was most likely to cheat. And there was a certain occupation where that it just had a higher rate of cheating, and a lot of it was anecdotal. Private investigators would say this. And in this particular case, Madeline Smith is a 32-year-old, very attractive woman from Los Angeles. She's got a ton of followers on social media platforms, and she advertises something called a loyalty test to help women who might be suspicious of their guy to determine whether they are prone to cheat. Look, Fester's just brought up a picture of her in some kind of, what is that, like a black vinyl getup?
Yeah.
What is it?
I want to hear you describe it. Tell us what that is, MJ.
Can you, Michelle?
Please.
What is that?
Tell me what that is.
Describe it more.
Is that a bodysuit? What is that?
It looks like a bodysuit. Maybe.
What is that called, Michelle?
I don't know. I'm not looking at the picture.
Yeah,
look at the picture. It's on Fester's screen. Just look at Fester's screen. Lean over.
Yeah, I guess it is a bodysuit. Looks to be made of like some kind of pleather.
It's like a shiny
something you would get like at Fredericks of Hollywood if they were still around.
Yeah, it's meant to be a sexy outfit. She's not going to church in this.
No, I mean, her boobs are hanging out. It's low cut. It's it's just
Tell me more.
She's not catching the Friday night service at the synagogue in this outfit.
All right. So Madeline Smith, she is a love rat investigator, and she tests the loyalty of men, and women can hire her for, looks like $65 in advance fees. She has tested over 5,000 men over the last 3 years and exposed hundreds. And what she says is, so she'll see if guys hit on her on social media. And is this audio of her?
It looks like
this is bring up the audio. Go to the beginning and go. Hit it. Go ahead. You're on mute.
Oh,
go ahead. Bring it back to the beginning. Go.
How can anyone and do this to someone else. So this girl hit me up and said, I desperately need answers. Madeline, from the bottom of my heart, can you loyalty test my fiance? I just found out he's been lying to me. He has always told me that he has no socials, but today my sister sent me a link to his secret IG under a completely different name.
All right, so I guess she then kind of gets in their DMs and tests them to see if they're hitting on her, trying to hook up maybe a meeting.
Okay, can I just say, like, if you feel suspicious about that person, you probably shouldn't be in that relationship. Like, I don't understand this. Oh, I think he's cheating on me. Let me go find somebody to prove my suspicion. But if you already have those suspicions, it means there's a mistrust there. So why would you even be in that relationship with somebody that you don't trust?
The number one occupation.
Radio broadcaster?
No, stop.
Yes.
Specifically morning show radio broadcaster?
Will you stop it, Michelle? Knock it off.
Sexy job this is. Ooh, you do morons in the news, don't you, big boy?
Michelle, in fact,
Yes,
who was it that once told you
Yes, I know.
that
I'm not revealing who it was.
Somebody once told Michelle, hey, Michelle, you have a husband with the perfect job if you want to have an affair because you know exactly where he is from 6 to 10 a.m.
But it's proof, right? Like you're on the radio.
Yeah.
So, unless you recorded yourself.
One of these days we're going to record the whole show.
Put a best of segment on and then head home to see if you're in the sack with someone else.
Check on me.
Yeah. So
good luck.
who was it that told that?
I'm not saying.
What nefarious SOB told you that? Was it a male or a female?
Female.
Who was it? Come on.
Attorney.
Who
Not
was
saying.
who-
Not saying.
Come on.
No.
Was it
Too good a
someone you
friend.
work with at the state attorney's office?
I did not work with her at my state attorney's office.
Was it Pam Bondi? I mean, what are we talking about here? New Attorney General? Back in the day, giving you advice?
I don't know who it. Michelle. I don't think Michelle ever told me who.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever tell me who it was?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Okay,
Good.
you guys can play this coy game later,
Yeah.
but her friend isn't wrong.
All right. The number one occupation held by cheaters was law enforcement. Number one.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
She says, I probably caught over 100 police officers since I started doing this. That's the most likely profession to cheat in my experience. Other service professionals, firefighters, paramedics, and military officials also are at the top of the list. And she says they're always looking for an opportunity.
What if the officers were just wanting to practice their frisking skills?
All right, after police officers and service personnel, who are the next most likely to cheat?
Car salesman.
The gym bro.
Oh, okay.
Gym bro.
The gym bro. You know, the bros at the gym. Hey, man, let's do some more reps. You know, the gym bros. The ones who post progress pictures or ones where they're flexing their muscles, the second most likely category to be unfaithful. Businessmen, those in sales who travel a lot, often have been found to be cheaters, disloyal. Their family life is their family life. If they're traveling, they disassociate too much, and it justifies their behavior in their eyes.
Okay.
It's easy to meet people to give them attention if they're going out to dinners or bars for work a lot. Yep. So lawyers, too, are among the professionals she's found are likely to cheat as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Love Rat.
But doctors are last place.
Okay, so can I?
So lawyers are prone to cheat. Doctors, not so much.
I don't know.
Okay, who is not on this
Yeah,
list?
shoe
Name
salesman.
me- right.
Yeah, I
Plumbers.
mean, yeah.
Plumbers.
Great. Electricians.
Oh,
I'd like to-
carpenters.
I'd like to show you my hammer.
Here's the plunger.
Yeah, here's the plunger.
There is a survey. Listen to this. This is, I can't believe this, but there's a survey that was done, a site, Illicit Encounters. The website did a survey and it named the top cheating professions from 2024. 63% of police officers polled admitted to being unfaithful last year. Really? Builders. Construction. You said carpenters. Builders came in second. 42% said they cheated, followed by 37% of salespeople, 31% of personal trainers said they cheated.
Fester, you're in the 37%.
Listen, I'm also in the radio morning category, which I'll tell you why radio morning guys don't cheat. Because we're hideous. We are very ugly. As a profession, people who do radio morning shows, the men who do radio morning shows, are very ugly.
I disagree.
Very ugly.
Stop. Michelle thinks I'm the most attractive guy on the planet. Maybe not. Maybe not that.
For me.
Listen, she's trying to make chicken salad out of chicken spit. I mean, she bought the farm. She's trying to live with the cow. I mean, listen, I get it. My wife thinks I'm tolerable, but generally speaking.
Speaking of the police.
Yes.
I did not get to this yesterday. Remember yesterday I said I had 2 audio bites? Remember we played the Uber engagement?
Yes.
Which was
theatrical reenactment of an Uber fight.
Which was but it was done so well. I have the audio that I had mentioned yesterday, and I just didn't get around to it. We just got really busy yesterday, but I didn't forget. I apologize. So here at 8:25 on our final show of the week, here on a Friday, I have audio of an encounter between a motorist who was trying to get to the drive-thru of a fast food restaurant and just starts yelling at the cops. And the cops end up citing him, but there are a couple of problems here. But I want you to hear this guy mouthing off. Hey, Andrew, did we ever figure out where this was? Where in the country? Did we? I thought that there was a chance to see a glimpse of the side of the police car, which might show the agency. But I want you to hear this. So the police are involved in some police activity, and it's blocking the ingress, the way to get into the drive-thru of this fast food restaurant. And that's all this guy wants to do is get to the ordering speaker and get his food at the drive-thru. Well, there's a problem. It's Colorado. So I know it happened in Colorado. I'm trying to remember if I saw which agency, which actual city in Colorado. All right, listen to this, and I'd love you to think about this, and what would your opinion be of this?
This one was anything but routine.
All right, so I a lot of times I don't play like the narrator. So this guy, whoever this guy is, put this up on social media.
Okay.
And he's commenting, this guy's anything but routine. I decided to keep this guy because this guy kind of tells the whole story.
This one was anything but routine.
I'm so sorry.
And it spawned a story.
I can't hear you, I'm sorry.
I'm not signing anything.
Of the difference between rights and a wrong.
When you know you did nothing wrong, you did nothing wrong.
That's the guy. That's the guy that was cited. He was not part of the original police activity, but he starts mouthing off because the cops are they're blocking the drive-thru of this restaurant. Okay, it's Montrose. So
Yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, we drove through them. That's where there's a big Russell Stover candy plant in Montrose, Colorado.
Okay.
We drove right by that some years ago.
A story that may one day be told in a courtroom.
These cops are going to end up in federal court explaining to a federal judge why they don't understand the Constitution of the United States.
All right, that's the lawyer for the guy that was cited for yelling at the cops. All right, here comes what this guy said repeatedly to the police that were blocking the drive-thru of the restaurant.
Walk backwards.
A story that begins on a Tuesday afternoon in October
Okay, find your back.
in Montrose.
Is this too tight?
Montrose police arrested 2 people in a gray Kia, a car rented months earlier but never returned.
Sorry, they did mention it in the piece. I forgot. So it's the old rent the car from like Hertz or Avis.
So they put out a police report, or they filed with the police that you didn't return your car.
Yeah, and never bring it back.
Yeah,
All right,
okay,
here we go. Yeah, don't attempt that.
She thought he bought more time with the rental company.
All right, so they're going after the rental car. Apparently, shows up on a hot sheet. The license plate is a hot sheet that the car is stolen. The car rental agency said they never brought the car back. So the cops are pulling over this gray Kia because it's reported as a stolen car.
Oh, okay.
A routine bust until the moment officers discovered a sex toy in the junk-strewn SUV.
All right, so...
Oh, my God.
All right. Then the officers find like a sex toy, and then they put it in full visual view on the bumper of the car, but that's still this is ancillary.
Does the Constitution address officers finding sex toys?
Hang on,
is that like one of the amendments I've forgotten?
This is ancillary. Don't be distracted by the schmil, the thing that rhymes with schmil. Don't be.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
One of them stuck it to a fender, as if it was an X-rated radio antenna. At that point, those officers could go home with a war story. You won't believe what happened today at work, but Josh Smith was hungry.
I usually always get a Reese's Polar Swirl.
And the only thing keeping him from that frozen treat were the cop cars.
I could barely squeeze through to get into the drive-thru.
Right. Who sells the Reese's
Humdingers.
Polar? What is it?
Humdingers.
Is that a restaurant?
Fast food joint known as Humdingers.
So he's trying to go to Humdingers to get a Reese's Polar Swirl.
Mm-hmm.
Man, don't get between this dude and his Reese's Polar Swirl. All right, so the sex toy, don't get distracted by that. That's just not really part of the story. All right, here we go.
In the drive-through lane.
And I just rolled my window down and I yelled.
Yelled he did.
So he's yelling, get out of the effing way. So he's yelling at the cops who are getting between him and his Reese's Polar Swirl. And he's saying, get the F out of the way. Then you can hear the cop on the body cam say, what did he say? And they're laughing, you know? All right, here we go. All right, so then the female cop repeats it. I think it was like, get out of the effing way, pigs. Or...
Okay.
So that was a female cop repeating what the guy's yelling out of his car window trying to get to the drive-thru.
It's not illegal to say that.
All right, hold on. All right, that's where we're going to get into an interesting discussion here in just a minute.
For one officer,
quit yelling or you're going to get a citation, understood?
there was nothing funny about the hubbub at Humdingers.
By the way, I'm ordering my food. Quiet, order your food.
As I was sitting there waiting for my food, I kind of just realized, like, he just threatened me and I didn't even do anything wrong.
Dinner in hand, Josh Smith had more to say.
So he finishes at the drive-thru, then what comes back around and decides to...
He gets his snack and he
decides to lip him off a little more. All right, here we go.
What's the problem? It's blocking the road. They said nobody can get to the drive-thru for a half an hour.
And then a question.
So he's like, get the bleep out of the way. No one can get by through the drive-thru.
So, what's your name, man?
There is nothing prohibiting someone from using basically any language they want to protest the actions of a police officer.
Enter civil rights attorney David Lane, who's representing Josh Smith.
Yep. Can't be flipping people off.
The United States Supreme Court decided that back in the 70s.
I'm going to go stop him. Okay. Write him a ticket.
So you can hear the cop on body cam say, I'm going to stop him and I'm going to write him a ticket.
$120 ticket.
Yep.
For making an obscene gesture.
So he's flipping him off. He's telling him to get the F out of the way. He wants his freaking Polar Cup from Humdingers.
Have a wonderful day.
I was just trying to tell him to get out of the way. That's all I was trying to
Well, you're telling him to get the F out of the way.
tell him to do.
The city attorney later changed the charge to interference with police, saying it accurately reflects the evidence. According to Lane, that's just plain inaccurate.
Yelling at the cops, calling them idiots, calling them names, and flipping them off doesn't interfere with anything.
That is protected speech. All right, here we go. 20 more seconds.
It just hurts their feelings.
It's just like they're extorting money, $120. That's not a lot of money to a lot of people, but then they just pay it.
Do you know how many Reese's Polar Swirls?
I mean,
$120.
Were they $5 each?
I would say they're $4.99 a piece.
So let's say $5 each was 24.
Right. Yeah.
Like 24?
That's
a lot.
That's a good solid 6 or 8 months worth for this guy. Yeah.
Rather than go through the court.
Josh Smith is going to court Thursday. And it's a safe bet.
You hear the bleep you? He's telling the cops F you.
Is he suing?
What?
Is he just fighting the ticket?
Well, he's fighting the ticket under First Amendment rights.
So
Plenty to say.
Oh, a ticket for what? Dump. That's why you're getting a ticket. Keep your mouth shut, please.
Kevin Vaughn, 9 News.
All right. So, it was 9 News. Was that KUSA out of Denver?
Yeah, it kind of sounded like the guy from Audit the Audit who does like police commentary on their.
Not the most exciting reporter from Channel 9 Denver.
No.
But anyway, then you hear use the F-bomb and bleep you, bleep this. All right.
So what's the issue?
The issue is that it is protected speech.
Yeah.
Do I agree with somebody yelling at the cops and using such language? I don't. I don't agree with it. But also, as a broadcaster who exercises my First Amendment rights every single day on this radio program, and I have for decades and decades, I understand that it's his constitutional right to say what he wants. And yes, that has been upheld by the Supreme Court. It is not a violation to tell a cop, bleep you or yell at them. Now, if you do genuinely interfere with police activity or the scene of a crime, or if you interfere, then that could be a violation. Did they take the butthurtness of being yelled at and being cited and then move that to an interference charge with the city attorney? Sounds like it. So I do not agree with, or I don't condone you yelling and using profanity toward a police officer, but it is protected speech. And I've seen it. I've done dozens and dozens and dozens of ride-alongs with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And I've seen plenty of times where suspects or individuals or just someone getting pulled over because they're an ass clown on the road and they're being pulled over for a traffic violation. And I've witnessed it. I've seen people just go off, and I've seen the officers just pretty much say, "Well, sorry, have a nice day," and not react. Because most cops know that the individual has a First Amendment protected speech, constitutional amendment behind them, and you just got to shake it off. You can't take it in person. You remember the teenager, and I think she went to like Brandon High School. This is back in like the mid to late 90s. And I remember, and I've talked about this in the past. This was out on State Road 60. This is like Brandon Boulevard. And there was like a high school junior or senior. I think she went to Brandon High School. And she flipped off a Hillsborough County deputy sheriff on Brandon Boulevard. And I remember she worked at Einstein Bagels. I think it's still out there. The Einstein right on Brandon Boulevard, not far down from the mall. And she flipped the HCSO deputy off, and the deputy pulled her over and cited her for like what was the charge? Like disorderly conduct or something. And it was thrown out because flipping off the cop is protected speech. And I don't know where she is today. She's probably like 45 years old today, but she was like 17 or 18 at the time. And I remember this was a news story back in like the mid to late 90s right here in Tampa Bay.
Well, I mean, listen, I'm not for interfering with police, but it's protected speech. Now, how many ride-alongs have you been on? You said like 100?
A lot, dozens and dozens. I've lost track.
I've been on 2,
right.
But I've been in the back seat. And I've been handcuffed while I was on those rides.
Really, Pester.
And I was cursing a blue streak at the guy.
You have never been handcuffed. You've never been cuffed and stuffed, have you?
I do have a cuffed and stuffed story.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I've been cuffed one time.
Have you ever told us this?
I don't know. It was during the hiatus of the morning show. I was cuffed.
Well, hold on.
I was handcuffed in 2018. For
what?
Yeah.
Well, for what? Hold on, this is breaking news on the MJ Morning Show. I've never heard this story.
All right, so it was summer of 2018. While the morning show was on hiatus, and I, work with General RV, I would travel in the summers to the stores in Michigan.
Right.
I would leave my home in Tampa for 3 months, and my family and I would spend the summer up north.
Oh, that's right.
Right. So my family flew back because school was starting, and I would stay another week or two and wrap things up and then drive home. And while my second to last day in Michigan, I make a turn without using my blinker. And the Michigan State Police...
You scofflaw!
Right. Michigan State Police with the blue car with the fin and the little cherry on top.
They've got the freakiest... So Michigan State Police, they have the old school, like, round bubble gum machine, old red light.
And now it's an LED light, but I make the left-hand turn.
And then they also have this, like, weird acrylic sign mounted on their hood that says, like, stop.
State Police.
Or State Police, stop. Or it's weird as hell.
So I get pulled over. And I immediately pull over, and the officer sees, a SUV with Florida tags on it, making an illegal turn.
You're an I-75 drug runner is what you are.
Some old boy from, what is this Florida type coming up here?
Yeah.
Michigan.
Why are you doing Cajun Fester? We're talking Michigan.
There's some Cajun people in there.
Oh, yes, you know there are.
That's how all cops sound. well, boy.
You're a Detroit Cajun.
Ooh, you got to out-tail like. So, anyway, it was a younger cop. Comes up to the window, show my ID. I show him I have all the paperwork.
Were you with the family and kids?
No, I was by myself.
Oh, by yourself.
The family's
I'm
already
sorry.
flown back. Right?
All right.
And because it was like the day before I was leaving, the SUV's loaded with all my crap, right? So the SUV's full. I have kids' bikes in there. I have all the stuff that we had for the summer. Anyway, he says,
So you look like you knocked off somebody's tool shed or something.
I am naturally a very suspicious-looking person, so I don't blame the officer.
No, you're a very fat-looking person.
Fat people are kind of suspicious. Anyway, I always keep an eye on them. Anyway, so the officer comes up to the car, and I give him my stuff. He's all right, I'll be right back. And he comes back, and he goes to his car. And he's gone for 5-6 minutes. And he comes back, and what do you do? My windows are down. The officer can see me. What do you do, MJ? And I know you haven't been pulled over in, probably your whole adult life, but what do you do with your hands when the cop approaches the car?
On the top of the steering wheel. Let them see your hands.
So I put my hands on the steering wheel as he comes up to the car. And the cop says, why'd you do that? And I was like, well, you guys have a tough job, and I just want you to know that,
my hands are not going to reach or grab for something.
So then the next question is.
Oh, so the cop was questioning why you were putting your hands on top of the steering wheel?
He goes, why'd you do that? Because if I don't want to give the impression of I'm reaching for something, then I must have something.
Keep your hands where I can see them.
So he goes, is there a gun in the vehicle? Now he has probable cause to think I have a gun in the vehicle. So the answer to that question is, of course there's a gun in the vehicle. There's always a gun in my vehicle.
Right.
If it's me, there's a gun in pretty close proximity. Just saying.
Yep.
So I say, yes, there is a gun in the vehicle. Now it's different. He's like, where's the gun? I said, well, located under my driver's seat. Is it secured? I thought it was. Not according to him.
Right.
In Michigan, you can carry a gun, but it can't be loaded. So I don't see the point of that. I'm going to throw the gun at you. I can keep a gun.
I've got a gun, but it's not loaded.
And it's loaded. He goes,
so you have a loaded, what was it, a 9mm?
No, I'm Dirty Harry style. I'm
357?
Yep, revolver, 6 bullets.
Now, hold on, really? You have a 357
if I can't get
revolver?
If that's my travel gun. And if I can't get you in 6, you win.
All right.
But he goes, where is it? It's under my seat. He goes, and now he wants to secure it and see it. And he asked, is it loaded? Yes. I'm not going to lie to the officer, because then if he searches and he finds it, then I'm lying. And it's a much bigger case.
Yeah.
And he says, I have to secure the gun. I need you to step out of the vehicle. I'm like, okay. So now I'm out of the vehicle. And he goes, before I can secure the gun, I have to secure you.
Right. Oh, so he
clink, clink. And now I'm sitting on the hood of the blue state trooper car in Michigan.
Right. Yep.
And I'm so fat.
Would you dent his hood?
Well, I sat on the more reinforced part, not like on the hood, but on the so I didn't dent his car. But I'm so fat that he had to use 2 handcuffs. So he takes.
Oh, you were a double cuffer?
He double cuffed me.
Double cuffer.
I wasn't like super tight.
Oh, you got a double cuffer.
So I'm double cuffed, sitting on the hood of this Michigan State police officer's car while he's looking.
This is car 55. We got a double cuffer.
So this guy has a guy who's from out of state, who's leaving the next day, who's not posing any real threat, whose paperwork's checked out, but he's carrying a weapon, which according to Florida law is safe, but not according to Michigan law. And he's, like I said, a younger trooper or state police.
Yeah.
He has to call the supervisor. Supervisor's 20 minutes away.
Supervisor, can you come to the scene? I got a big fat ass over here with a gun under his seat.
The supervisor, he's sitting there somewhere outside of Saginaw. He has to make his way to where I am. He's 20-25 minutes away.
Jeez.
So I'm sitting there waiting for the supervisor to come out.
And he keeps you cuffed the entire time?
The whole time, because there's my gun. And he didn't come back. And so I'm kind of sitting by myself, and the officer and I were separate. We didn't, have any conversation. Then the supervisor comes out, and he's, 30-year veteran of the force. I talked to him for 2 minutes, and he's like, okay, you're free to go. But he took my weapon and unloaded it. And then he separated he put my weapon in my backpack, and he said all weapons in Michigan have to be in a secure pouch and can't be loaded. So I put my bullets in my cup holder, and he put my gun in my backpack.
Wow.
And he told me where everything was, and I was free to go. But I sat handcuffed for 45 minutes.
Really?
Were you sweating bullets?
No. Also, big debate.
So
I'll call Ty Trainer no time flat.
I don't think.
Good old Ty Trainer.
I don't think Ty Trainer does cases up in Michigan.
Hey Ty, who do you know up here?
Yeah.
Who do you know outside of Flint?
You might like a trip.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. And then how quickly did you put the bullets back in the gun?
I don't think the officer finished his U-turn.
Oh, no. We stopped.
Otherwise, what is it? I mean,
Stop.
a gun is not a boomerang. I can't use it. I get one throw.
I'm going
if
to
it's
throw my gun at you.
I got one throw if it's unloaded.
Yeah, you're carjacked. You're going to throw the gun at the guy.
But yeah.
Wow. So that's. Listen, they clearly ran your information. You came back with no wants or warrants. You're
But
clean.
I put my hands on the steering wheel, and that prompted a question, which I'll answer honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not looking for trouble.
Wow.
But then it went down that rabbit hole of me being cuffed, not stuffed.
That is very interesting.
Yeah. But in the state of, different states have different carry laws, but I didn't know. I know now the gun has to be secured and unloaded in that particular state.
Did you see the SpaceX rocket explode in bombs bursting in air? Hey, Andrew, I meant to ask you to find this. There's video of people watching the SpaceX launch, and you can hear the thing blows up, and then you can hear a guy says, no, that's not supposed to do that. People are like, oh, man, this is so cool. Not realizing that the actual projectile exploded in midair, and it was raining streaks of these flaming parts, and it looked really, really cool.
What did did they think it was like a fireworks show?
Yeah, exactly.
And this is when the booster rocket comes back to the landing pad.
Yeah, so this thing blew up, and the successfully they brought the booster, the rocket came back, and it like hinged, or it just landed. It was captured by the arm, but the SpaceX rocket it blowed up, and some people thought, oh yeah, that's just part of the deal here. Yeah,
no, it's not part of the deal.
No, it was not. That thing had a big problem, and the SpaceX rocket. So I love the headline: SpaceX catches its colossal Starship rocket at the launch pad, but the spacecraft is destroyed. Okay. I think the worst part of the story is the space. I'm sorry, but the catching of the launch rocket, the capture of that is much lesser of importance than the actual payload. It blows up.
Well, was it an unmanned flight?
Yeah, I think they hit the self-destruct button because I think they lost control and telemetry. Yeah, no, Elon was on board. Oh, that's another part of the story. Elon was on board. No, I'm kidding. I'm joking. He was not. But SpaceX lost the 400-foot-tall Starship in space. They lost it. Destroyed after launching from Texas Thursday. 7th test flight. The engines of the new and improved spacecraft went out during its ascent. The SpaceX team lost contact with the uncrewed craft.
So is it in the Gulf of Mexico, or is it in the Caribbean Sea?
It was over the Turks and Caicos.
Okay.
That's where it happened. So it was right over the Turks and Caicos where it exploded. Hey, do you have the audio of the guy saying, yeah, this isn't right? Yeah. Other people are like, oh man, that's cool. And this guy's like, no, that's not right.
So Turks and Caicos is in the Atlantic, kind of like over Haiti in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
So it
just
traveled
north
from Texas, probably over Florida.
Yeah.
Or over the Florida Straits.
It was launched from Texas.
Yeah.
Like this barrier island right off of somewhere in Texas. I've seen the video. And, all right, Andrew, do you have the audio of the guy? All right, roll that. All right, hit the audio.
This is not right. Something happened. This exploded. This thing is exploded.
Yeah, so you can hear the other chatter. It's like, it's cool. And the guy's like, this isn't right. This thing exploded.
This guy's a genius.
He's a rocket scientist. Anyway, 8:48 at the MJ Morning Show. I got to lighten around a couple of things here. The American Airlines former CEO made a statement, and I guess it's not sitting right with some people, but he's 100% right. The American Airlines ex-CEO has said something, and it's got some people all roiled up. But he is 100% correct in what he's saying. Travel hack. So you've got American Airlines, which is the largest airline in the world, I believe. I think American has the most airplanes, most flights.
Okay.
So American Airlines, largest airline in the world. The former CEO from 2001 to 2023 is Doug Parker.
That's a long stretch to be
So,
CEO.
long stretch, 22 years as CEO of American Airlines. And he's got an important lesson. He tells his friends, he tells his family, the one rule that Parker, former huge airline CEO, the one rule that Parker and his family follow every time they fly is... Michelle, do you have any idea what his one rule is?
It's our rule.
You are 100. Did you look this up?
No, I saw it.
Oh, you
but
did?
I
Yeah.
would guess it anyway because it is our rule.
This is our rule as well, and that rule is...
Don't sit down in the bathroom?
No.
Hover? Because those seats are
No.
disgusting. I don't care who you are.
Michelle, that rule is...
Never check a bag.
Never check. Do not check luggage. And he's 100% right.
However,
Yep.
can I just say that I think he was the CEO from 2001 to 2023.
Long time.
But the technology with the checked bags is improving all the time. So now, they have that scanner has what is that little chip in it or something?
RFID?
Yeah. So, you know right away. Your bag has been checked in. You get to
Oh,
the
no,
gate.
no. Oh, you mean the tag they put on? It's just it's just a barcode.
Yeah.
So they or a QR or whatever.
It's like UPS stuff. They just scan it.
Yeah, they scan it and then.
But it tracks your bag all the way through.
And
Like if
it'll-
I'm on United and Delta, I think both of those airlines have it now where your bag is checked.
It'll
your
show
bag
up
has
on
been
your
loaded.
app. You'll get a notification. It'll pop
Right.
up on your app that your bag has been checked in.
It's been loaded.
Loaded, exactly.
It's been unloaded.
Yeah.
It's now at belt number 2. So
your bag is lost.
Some
Your
guy
bag-
is rummaging through your panties right now.
Your bag has just been thrown into a white van taking off down the highway while you're still on the tram.
Number one rule.
I feel like it's a little, I mean, if I had to check a bag now, which we did over the holidays, by the way, remember? We had to check somebody's something. We had like a bunch of ski stuff we had to check, I think.
Yeah, but if you have to check a bag, I think it's a pretty safe process. Although,
Right.
I've
But
seen bags get thrown
it's
around.
very, very rare that we check a bag. Listen,
Because we did have a bag lost once.
where was that?
We flew home to your brother's graduation, and they lost our suitcase. And it was Delta, and they gave me like $70 to go buy a dress to go to his graduation.
I don't remember that really.
Yeah.
Did they ever find the bag?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
It
did.
showed up the next day.
Yeah.
Was MJ's clothes in there?
Yeah.
So when they opened it, they thought it was like a mother and like a baby.
Oh, you stop it. You stop. All right. So,
It's a single mother here. Look at all
we-
those children's clothes she has.
We have traveled to Japan for 2 weeks or Europe for 2 weeks, and we do not check a bag. In fact, we have friends of ours that went on a Japan trip with us about, 6 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And we said the only rule is if you're going to come with us, there's no checked luggage. You guys have to have an airline-approved wheelie and a backpack.
Right.
And our friends, another family of 4 that came along with us to Japan, they adhered to our rules, and none of that. They'd never done that before. They had never gone on a vacation, and we said to them, hands down, you want to go with us? There are no checked bags because the flights. We were going also to Hokkaido.
Mm-hmm.
We were taking the Shinkansen, the bullet train.
Right.
We were doing a lot of train around Japan, a lot of train. We bought the rail pass, and they adhered, and they said, "Oh my God, this is great! No checked luggage."
But when the kids were little, we did check luggage because I did have to bring like a lot of extra junk for them.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago.
It was a long time.
ago.
Once
Right.
Chloe got to be like 3.
Yeah. 8:54 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, I have the latest list of Florida personalized license plates that have been rejected. Some of these are I love a few of these. A couple of these are great. So what did DMV say no dice on? Get to that coming up in just a bit. There's a lot of stuff. And Michelle, I know you like your smartwatch. You wear your smartwatch all the time?
I do.
You probably have it on right now.
I do.
Got a problem. Big problem. All right, hold on. Lots of stuff next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. License plates in mere moments. Also, do you wear a smartwatch or like one of the fitness tracker watches? There's a warning. Michelle, you might be part of this little warning category, so you better have some heads up here in just like 2 or 3 minutes.
I'm listening.
Hold, hang on a minute. Hey, quickly,
Yes.
little internal business.
Yes.
The new MJ Morning Show studio hopefully will be in a month. So I think it's going to be February before we get into the new studio. However, we're kind of finishing strong because 2 pieces of equipment that I demanded have come to fruition. And they were kind of hung up, and we didn't know whether we were going to get this equipment.
Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. Really?
Yeah. So
we got the vibrating seats in the bidet?
All right, we can stop.
Oh, my gosh. Because I told Ron, listen, no bidet in studio. Screw this joint.
Fester needs a bidet because of his reach problems with wiping.
You know how hard it is for larger people to get everything? We got the bidet.
I know someone I knew someone that had to use a towel as a chamois.
I heard he had to tie it to a doorknob and use it as floss.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Then I knew a guy that had walked into the back. Oh, it was a nightmare.
Yeah. All right. So, good news. First thing is very beneficial for one thing is very beneficial for listeners. Others is a little more behind the scenes. But the new camera system's been approved for MJTV. So we're getting all new. Right now we're using janky $199 little Canon handheld little mommy soccer cams that are on these chintzy, flimsy tripods. The camera that Michelle's on right now, oh yeah, it's sitting on top of like a coffee mug to raise it up.
Yeah, it's really
it's ridiculous.
Everything, it's really just schlocked together.
It's a schlocked together, janked up system. We're getting a professional like webcam system, high quality cameras, low profile. And then we're getting the new software so we can all be on the screen at the same time.
Ooh, I don't know.
And guess what? Andrew's going to be able to bring up a website when I talk about some insane like booking photo, a mugshot, or something that's a visual. Andrew's going to be able to bring it up and actually put it on MJTV. How about that for technology in 2025?
I don't know if I like all of our faces being on it at the same time.
Well, we can select either one or have them split screen, or we can do whatever the hell we want. So that camera system has been approved. And then also, this is, again, more behind the snes, but
the bidet.
Well, we take a lot of phone calls on this show, and I have to use like a regular desk phone off to the side to push all the. So
it's really the worst.
On our new console, the control board, we're going to get the phone system that is actually built into the board right in front. That's more of a personal thing, but it doesn't mean a thing to our listeners. But I'm going to be happy you're taking your phone calls.
Did we get a couch for the back of the studio?
That we have space in the back of the studio for a couch, so that's something we're just gonna have to find some, furniture store. Maybe I'll get a hold of Modder Brothers and say, hey, Modder Brothers, would you like to be the official sofa supplier for the new MJ Morning Show studio, or something to that effect?
Or just pick up the first one you see on the side of the road.
Oh, that's right.
I mean, there's all kinds of couch dumping.
A brand new studio. Let's bring in a waterlogged.
No. Let's bring in a couch that's just riddled with bed bugs.
Let's
do that. Let's infest the whole studio with bed bugs. All right, here it is. The rejected latest list of Florida personalized license plates. Good stuff. All right, so what do we have? What's my favorite? My favorite recent rejected Florida license plate, a customized plate? Turd.
Wow.
Really?
Yep. Yeah.
Why would they not approve
I
that?
know. Why would that not be approved?
TURD, turd, has been rejected. I don't know why.
What if you try to just do it with TERD to get it by?
So turd is no good. All right, next. Pimping has been rejected.
Is there a G at the end of that?
Yeah, PIMPING. Pimping.
Well, that should be rejected.
How about pimping?
Yeah, right.
I'm a pimping my ride. So pimping has been rejected. Guess what else has been rejected? Recent kind of new term added to the lexicon. Viral social media video made this former Spring Factory worker a household name.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You could have gotten that before. If you would have jumped on that like the first week she said it, you would have gotten it. Hawk Tour.
Yep.
Hawk Tour.
Somebody wanted a license plate here in Florida. HOK, then the number 2, UH. Hawk to HOK, the number 2, and then UH has been rejected.
I'm actually impressed that somebody at DMV figured that out, right? Because I'm not sure what who was working there that they would actually recognize that this means something.
I think they ask you when you request a vanity plate if there's a significance to it. Like, why would you choose this plate? And you go, it's my family's initials, or it's the name of my company.
I'm just a spitter.
Oh yeah, or you're.
I mean, I don't know.
Andrew, cut that up.
Michelle said spit on that thing well before Haktua as well.
Yeah.
I want to point that out.
Haktua girl just learned to monetize it a little bit.
All right. So
got to spit on that thing. You know what I mean?
All right. Now, 2 more. I mean, you're telling me that this must have been requested many times over the years, but this is the latest. LMFAO rejected.
Okay.
Come on. Why do you reject that? Really? Yeah. LMFAO.
The F, that's why.
Laughing my freaking or flipping or friggin', whatever.
But also, wasn't that the name of a band?
LMF. No, that was LFO.
No,
No, summertime. What was? I like girls that wear Abercrombie and Fitch. Wasn't that LMF? No, LFO.
That was LFO.
LFO.
But there was a band that everybody's shuffling.
Oh,
yes, I'm right.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. LMFAO.
And the lead single was like named like Red Foo or something like that.
Oh, hey Andrew, do you have that song?
So it's probably a trademarked,
Every day I'm shuffling.
I like that song.
I mean, LMFAO.
Yes,
Every day I'm shuffling.
Before the band came along, it was.
I think I had that drop.
It was a thing
during the old MJ Morning Show.
Yes.
I think every day I'm shuffling. I think I just had that little sound effect that I played. Hey Andrew, is that in the system? Every day I'm shuffling. That was LMFAO. That's right.
You're welcome.
Party Rock.
Yeah, Party
Rock anthem. That was it.
Do we have it? Yeah, bring it. There you go. Bring it up here.
I got a commercial. I got to.
Hang on a minute. Oh, we got to listen to a.
30-second commercial. I got time for that.
Skip right there. Here we go. Hit it. Oh, man, what kind of intro? All right, let me just take control of this thing. Some long intro.
Scroll in a little bit.
Oh, it's a whole skit. Hang on a minute. I got it. This is our new rejoiner for next week. All right, so pick it up with Every Day I'm Shuffling into the techno. All right, and then LFO, they did the Summer Girls.
Girls who like Abercrombie and Fitch.
I like girls who like Abercrombie and Fitch.
Something like that.
I like this one better.
All right, so what where am I on the list? And then there's one more. One more rejected license plate in Florida. Only FN. Only FN.
No.
Yeah, only FN.
Okay.
See, I look at that as only FN, which is a gun manufacturer. FN makes a great. Michelle's favorite gun is the FN 5.7.
Okay, nobody else is looking at it like that. Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
Only FN.
I thought only fans when I saw the FN, but only FN. You betcha.
All right, so there we go. The latest list of Florida rejected license. Oh, and speaking of license tags, we've got local authorities in Hernando County, so a little north of us. I don't know if they found it, but there was a search on Tuesday. A driver fled the scene with Run Fast, RUNFST, but it was a California plate that was totally fake. You know those plates where you can get like plates that look like the state, and it's like this dude has a fake novelty California Run Fast, RUNFST, and he fled the scene. There was a crash up in Hernando, 5 a.m. on Tuesday, near State Road 50 and US 98 up in Brooksville. And according to the FHP, troopers said the driver was speeding down State Road 50 in a Mercedes C-Class, lost control, went off the road, collided with an FDOT sign, a fence, several trees, came to a stop. Authorities said the driver took off on foot after the crash, leaving behind the vehicle and the fake license plate. And I don't know if they found the driver, but as of Wednesday, they were still looking for the driver with the fake Run Fast license plate. Huh. What do you make out of the Coors deal? You get like a story presented. Oh, man, Coors is changing their name. And all the media jumps all over this. And I guess it is marketing genius if you get all the media to talk about it. And, I mean, I'm talking about it, but I'm also... Am I falling for the same crap, even though I'm kind of criticizing everyone? Yeah, I guess I am.
Well, we're pointing it out. We're not.
I'm a sucker.
No,
I'm a sucker.
So you like new Coke instead of the old Coke, classic Coke?
What?
That's
No.
what they're doing. They're saying like,
no,
we're gonna have a new
no,
Coke.
no,
Now we're changing our name.
No.
So
But New Coke not only changed they called it New Coke, but they changed they changed the whole formula.
But I still think that was just a marketing gimmick.
A lot of people do. A lot of people think that was, because New Coke bombed, and then they had to bring back the classic Coke. And
the new Coors name's going to bomb, and they're going to have to rename it back to Coors.
They're going to name it back to Coors in like a week. This is just a stunt for a little bit.
All right, so
they're not changing the name for all time.
And the beer's going to be the same. It's still going to be Coors Light. They're not changing the beer.
No, but what's the name?
They're changing it to Mondays Light, so you can go get a case of the Mondays.
It's just a stunt.
That is so terrible.
It's a short-term stunt because it's the new year and everybody's got a case of the Mondays. Yeah. Well, now you can go buy a case. It's going to look like the Coors Light case, but instead of Coors, it'll say Mondays with the mountains.
With the same Coors style script, but it's going to say Mondays. So then you can say, I got a case of the Mondays, and then really go to the store and buy a case of the Mondays.
Do you know how many they made of these? Like a dozen.
Well, I'm sure they're going to have them out. The idea is to buy them for Super Bowl parties because Super Bowl Sunday, then everybody has to drag their ass to work on Monday. And then, you got a case of the Mondays after the Super Bowl. And that's the tie-in. There's probably going to be a Super Bowl commercial or something like that. And then it'll go away.
That's right, Fester.
Are you wearing your smartwatch right now?
Yes, I am.
All right. And what it's a Garmin?
It's a Garmin something.
All right. Michelle's wearing a Garmin smart watch, fit watch,
love it,
exercise watch. Well, bad news. We're learning that smartwatches and fitness tracker watches, and it's the bands, the fitness tracker bands, have very high concentrations of a dangerous chemical, the PFAS.
I was just that PFAS thing.
Yep, PFAS. Yeah. And research from the University of Notre Dame.
Playing on Monday.
That's right. National championship game.
Notre Dame and Ohio State, is that it?
That's right.
All right. So, are they Big Red?
The Buckeyes. I don't think they're the Big Red.
Buckeyes.
All right.
Big Red's the gum.
All right. So, Notre Dame researchers tested 22 wristbands at various price points, many manufactured with the fluoroelastomers, synthetic rubbers designed to repel sweat, skin oils, and water. 9 of the bands had elevated levels of the perfluorohexanic acid.
Yeah, we're getting rid of all that stuff now.
Yeah. So Michelle, we need to test your band because the PFAS is and then sitting on your skin.
It's also in raincoats.
They've been linked to a host of health issues, including increased risk for certain types of cancers. So maybe you ought to just take that damn thing off and put on a metal bracelet of some type.
Yeah, like handcuffs. A metal bracelet.
No, I'm just saying that a lot of these chemicals. So PFASs have been linked to health issues, reduced immune function, elevated cholesterol. Wait a minute, having a fit tracker with this chemical can jack up your cholesterol?
My cholesterol's already high. Give me the Fitbit.
Thyroid dysfunction, liver damage, developmental delays in children. So keep the Fitbits and the Fit watches and keep them off your infant.
Yeah, seriously. I've got all of these things. Who cares?
Also, increased risk of certain types of cancers. Oh, particularly kidney and testicular cancers.
But it's on my wrist.
It is on your wrist.
But it gets into your bloodstream by going through your dermis.
And it's going to give you wang cancer, okay?
Okay. See?
Or you grow one.
I'm just pointing it out.
Gross.
So are you following the TikTok thing now? So we've been following TikTok now for a while.
I just want it to go away now.
Well, now news came out yesterday. So Biden's last full day as president is going to be this Sunday. And then Biden's presidency is going to end at right around noon on Monday when Trump will take the oath of office and become president again, number 47. And Biden is not going to enforce the new law banning TikTok that's set to take effect on Sunday, his last day. The 19th is when the TikTok ban is set to take effect. Also, there's a good shot. Hey, Andrew, can you see if the Supreme Court is out yet? It's expected that the Supreme Court could potentially rule in the opposition that TikTok has to the ban. They're saying it's unconstitutional. But, the Supreme Court seems to have signaled that they're going to uphold the ban. But here we've got Biden deciding not to enforce it, going to leave it to the Trump administration. And listen, take the politics out of the picture. Republican, Democrat, Biden, Trump, take the politics completely out. The fact is that our intelligence agencies have said repeatedly that it's a national security risk. I mean, I don't care about feelings. So, and, pissing off content creators that are shooting cooking videos or some guy on a skateboard that, jumps off the roof of a house through a tool shed. I'm sorry, I don't care. I care about the Chinese Communist government using our data and tracking ability and the power of suggestion and propagandizing. I mean, the fact is that the experts in this country have said that TikTok is a national security hazard because all of that data is accessible by the Chinese Communist government, an absolute adversary to the United States. So Biden's not going to enforce it. Trump was totally for a TikTok ban back in 2020. Then he flip-flopped. And now we don't know. I mean, I don't care what you feel. If it's a national security threat and it could hurt this country, then that's a problem. And why would we allow? It's not even a Trojan horse. We're allowing the full visible non-Trojan to come into the gates. And if we know about it and Congress passed a law banning it, and if the Supreme Court is going to uphold it, And we're expecting that ruling at about 10 a.m. this morning, so 40 minutes from now. Andrew, turn on your microphone. What are you seeing? It's expected the Supreme Court will issue the ruling.
Coming at 10 o'clock.
All right, so, so confirmed, the Supreme Court will have the TikTok ruling at 10 a.m. But it seems like they're going to uphold what Congress voted for, bipartisan, both Democrats and Republicans, and Biden signed. But he's going to leave that now for Trump. What is Trump going to do?
Did you see the list of potential buyers?
Well, there were, Elon Musk was one. Who is
Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
The guy from Shark Tank. Who's the guy? The bald one?
O'Leary.
Mr. Fabulous. What's his name? Mr. Wonderful.
Listen, all these people are throwing their names in there. If there's no ban, then there's no sale.
Right.
The what is it?
ByteDance. ByteDance is the parent company of TikTok, and it's a Chinese company. And any company that operates in China, the Chinese government has full access to everything. And of course, when you've got a treasure trove of data, and you can track people, we know for a fact the feds have said that there were undisclosed government employees that were being tracked by the Chinese Communist government through the TikTok app. So it's not all fun and games. So, again, we'll have to see what happens. But my number one concern is national security of the United States of America and not handing China an enemy, an adversary.
If Congress approves it and the Supreme Court says it's a go and it's constitutional, the president can block it?
Well, here's the deal.
Like a lot of checks and balances.
The president can initiate some kind of a 90-day stay, and then it's to be determined whether that stay would be permanent or whether it would kick in. So all that remains to be seen. So, still, it's up in the air. 9:24 at the MJ Morning Show. We have the final chunk on a Friday of the MJ Morning Show next. A couple of things that interest me, and I know will interest you. More pushback on tipping. You know what's going on? Is that traditional tipping is taking a hit because of all the crappy forced tipping and all the junk tipping that's expected out there. And this is interesting. We'll get to that next in just a matter of moments. Oh, the glamorization of violent baby names.
Ooh.
Yeah. So baby names that seem to indicate or suggest violence are on the rise.
What, are they naming babies
hold on. Just hold on, man. It's next. It's next on the MJ Morning Show. Plus some Hollywood stuff and so just a lot of loose ends. I don't want to leave any good stuff on the table. So that's all next here on the MJ Morning Show. Here we go. 932 MJ Morning Show. You're on 104.7 FM. It is Q105. The Supreme Court ruling regarding the TikTok ban is due in 28 minutes. Andrew, can you check all sources up until we shut the show down in a few and just see if anything comes out? You know, sometimes some things will leak. Just, hit all the usual sources and wires and all that and just see if anything might be reportable before the end of the show. Glamorizing violent baby names. I guess this is a little bit of a trend. So parents are always looking for the perfect baby name and trying to outdo a memorable baby name. Well, I read this story. There's an increase in these aggressive baby names, and a lot of them are somewhat weapons-oriented.
Dude, I knew a lady who had a son named Remington and another one named like Colt or something.
Yeah.
And their dog was named Ruger.
What?
Yeah. She was a nut.
Yeah, I believe it.
I mean,
well, I've heard of the name Gunner.
Hunter, Gunner.
Gunner Nelson. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember, what was that song? I can't live without your love. And do you have that? I haven't heard that in a long time.
Yes, I mean Gunner,
Here
Hunter.
she comes, right?
But are those, you think, glorifying?
There was a nice acoustic like pluck at the beginning of that song, like a. Oh, do you have it? We have that in the system. That's amazing. Yeah, Matthew and Gunner Nelson. But some of the other names that apparently parents are choosing, Wesson for Smith and Wesson.
I thought it was the oil.
Calibro, yeah, with Wessonality.
Oh, Florence Henderson.
Yeah, that's right.
Wesson oil.
Remember
That's
that?
great.
Absolutely.
Fryers.
Oh yeah. And remember this song? Hey, let me shut up at the beginning. No, I've always liked that little kind of a nice acoustic pluck at the very beginning. Some people are naming their kid Shooter. Oh my God!
What?
I mean, you're just begging for an issue.
Well, I mean, Waylon Jennings' son is named Shooter. Shooter Jennings. He's another.
All right. Can you imagine that? What if your kid Shooter becomes a school shooter?
Yeah, that's not.
I
a
mean,
good
that's
thing.
just holy crap. Trigger. That's a freaking horse. What was that? That's some old
Hi-ho,
timey.
Silver.
Yeah, that was
Trigger.
Trigger.
Was that Tonso's horse?
The Lone Ranger. Who
that
was
was Silver.
Hold on. Who was?
Silver
Oh no,
was the
that was
Lone
Silver.
Ranger.
Okay.
Was Trigger
Tonto? Whose freaking horse was Trigger? Oh no, that was Roy Rogers.
Yeah.
Roy Rogers. This is well before my time, but I don't know. I just have stupid knowledge jammed in my noggin. What are you laughing at?
Because that's true.
Yeah, what are you laughing at? Guess what? You want to laugh here? Listen, hey, listen to this, Michelle.
I'm just a spitter.
What?
Whoa.
What?
What's that, Michelle? What are you trying to say?
What do you say?
I'm just a spitter.
Not in my experience, but
I'm just a spitter. All right, goodbye. Have a nice weekend, everybody.
I don't know that I've ever felt creepier on the show.
No, she's never spat on me. That's what I'm saying.
Whatevs.
That's all I'm saying.
She's about to spit on you.
That's all I'm saying. Is
all right.
Hold on. What? Andrew pulled that. Andrew, what was that from?
And I thought Andrew was my friend.
Michelle, what was that from? What do you say? What was
earlier today when we were talking about whatever?
Oh, the Haktua girl.
Yeah. I'm just a spitter.
License plates.
Yeah. I'm just a spitter. I'm just a spitter.
You got to work my or out of the middle there, Andrew.
I'm just a spitter.
Replace it with like dead air or something.
Anyway, so heads up, alarming trend in like aggressive baby names.
We almost named Hudson a very aggressive name.
What?
Bazooka?
Unabomber.
Yeah.
Now, my wife wanted to name him Maverick, which is on the list of like a cowboy western name.
Maverick.
That was a contender until she overheard her cousin laughing behind her back about what a ridiculous name it is.
That was on my list.
Yeah, Maverick.
Hold on. Really?
Yes.
You were considering naming Julian Maverick?
Yeah, I think you said no.
That's right. I did say no because it was a mediocre car from the 1970s.
Yeah, I mean, we were going to name him Pinto as well, but Maverick was on the list.
Pinto,
and that might have been the working. That was the working name for most of the pregnancy, and I was like, oh, that's really specific. I don't know.
What if Pinto got rear-ended?
He'd blow up.
Exactly.
He would blow up.
Exactly. All right, Colt, Ruger, Winchester, Remington, Blade, Cannon. Are other names that are apparently getting popular.
Are French kids being named Guillotine?
There are more of these names.
I actually thought there was a resurgence of the more traditional names like Hazel, Evelyn.
Yeah, there are
right?
traditional names coming back and names that mean death.
Nuker.
Yes.
What?
No,
Nuker?
I just made that one up. I just made that one up. Nuker. Can you imagine? Name your kids Nuke?
No.
Anyway, so think twice about an aggressive baby name. I mentioned tipping. You know what's going on? Is with the over-the-top obnoxious tipping requests, it's actually beginning to knock down the percentage of normal tips that people are leaving. Yeah, some of these restaurant data collection companies, they know. They know what the checks are. They know what people are tipping and in what type of an environment the tip is left. And across the country, the overall tipping average for restaurants came in at 18.8% for the third quarter of 2024, but that's down. Decline from 19% in the third quarter of 2022. So there's a decline. The percentage that people typically tipped when visiting QSRs, quick service restaurants, that's also experienced a decrease.
What's a quick service?
What is that?
Is a Chili's a quick service?
Yeah, Wait, is there even still a Chili's around?
Yeah, of course. Chili's and Applebee's and those kinds of restaurants. But is quick service different than fast food?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
I'll give you names of QSR restaurants. Hang on a minute. QSR restaurants. Just trying to give you.
No, QSR's is fast food. McDonald's, Subway,
No,
Burger King.
No, but you know what?
Examples of QSR.
You're right. You're right.
It says it right there.
No, but I'm thinking of more of the.
All right, so
I'm thinking of more of the full service QSRs.
If somebody comes to your table, that's not a QSR.
Well,
like PDQ, it's not fast food. I wouldn't put it in the same category as a McDonald's, but it is quick service.
Mm-hmm.
You put
but I don't tip at McDonald's. I don't tip at Taco Bell.
A lot of times they ask
Right.
you. I went to a very, 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 very fancy pizza place yesterday, and they turned the screen around and asked for a tip. And I was like, no,
What?
Mr. Domino's, no tip.
See, I consider like Chipotle. I consider see. I don't consider. For me, maybe I just categorize it differently. But like a McDonald's, a Burger King, you know, I don't consider that. I consider a QSR more of like a Panera.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Or a Chipotle, where
Right.
there's a little bit more. They're kind of making food in front of you, like the Moe's in your former tanning shopping center is gone.
Gone. Closed.
What
Store closed.
the Moe's in South Tampa?
I don't know.
Right across from the Publix on Neptune and Dale Mabry, the Moe's is gone.
Welcome to Moe's.
No,
I know.
I don't know what's going on. Moe's is closed there.
We're gonna close.
Welcome to Moe's. Yeah, I don't know why.
But you know, with the tipping, you know what I like to do now?
What?
I don't tip on the credit card if I have the cash. I like to leave just decline all that extra stuff if I can,
Leave
and
a
then
little
I leave the server the cash because I feel like straight into their pocket.
Yeah.
There you go.
For me, and I could be wrong, but I've always, like I said, I put the QSRs in. It's fast food, but it's more the elevated fast food versus I don't categorize McDonald's and Burger King, Popeyes. I don't put those in a QSR again.
According to restaurant cloudkitchens.com, a QSR is a industry synonym for fast food restaurants.
Yeah, again,
fast food just might have this negative connotation.
Then I'm wrong.
When you think fast food, you think unhealthy, bad stuff, or everything's fried and pig fat. But QSR just has like a less aggressive ring to it.
I have an elevated belief. All right, so State Farm. Did you hear this? State Farm is scrapping their Super Bowl commercial that has already been produced for the Super Bowl coming up in February.
Jake standing in the middle of a fire?
Well, I guess they're concerned about backlash because before fire season, State Farm canceled a whole bunch of policies in California. Very, similar to the insurance companies canceling all kinds of insurance policies, here in Florida. Like I had AIG, top-notch company. I was with AIG for 14 years. Not one single claim, zero, bupkis, zero, no claim. And I got canceled by AIG. They can go F themselves as far as I'm concerned. We're trying to, cut our exposure in Florida.
Listen, you can go F yourself as far as they're concerned, too.
Oh, absolutely. They told me to go F myself before I told them to go F themselves.
Exactly. They told you first.
Yeah, they beat me to the punch. So State Farm, they're worried about all kinds of backlash with the L.A. fires and the fact that they canceled all kinds of, yes.
Do you remember the Arnold Schwarzenegger commercial?
That was last year. It was Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, like a twins thing.
Well, he came right out of remember it was, they kept correcting him on a word.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the commercial now, but he came out of a burning house.
Oh, man. That was last year.
Let me find a commercial.
That was last year. You know what I ought to do? We don't have time today, but maybe next week we ought to, State Farm canceling their Super Bowl 2025 commercial because of outraged former customers. They canceled or decided to not renew 72,000 policies in California. Wow. So what is their jingle? Like a good neighbor. Like a good neighbor. Oh, that's what it was. I think that Arnold kept saying neighbor. My neighbor.
Yeah.
That's my neighbor. And they had to correct him to neighbor.
Yep.
But, that's the jingle. Like a good neighbor. State Farm is there. And, here in Florida.
Look, here he is coming out of a burning house.
Right, here it is. Is that it?
Arnold Schwarzenegger saves puppies from this burning inferno of a house.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Agent State Farm.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Cut. Hey, Arnold, I'm hearing neighbor. It's neighbor.
That's what I said. Neighbor.
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 Hey, let's go again.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is...
Anyway, so a lot of people
He's
don't...
flying a helicopter just like the fires?
Yeah, a lot of people don't think they're such a good neighbor at this point, and they're just canceling their Super Bowl ad. maybe next week we ask our listeners if you have State Farm and you had hurricane issues, where is State Farm now on your hurricane claims from Helene or Milton?
I remember we talked to Sardo, and he had State Farm, and he came in a couple of weeks after the storm.
Yeah,
and he was pissed.
Yeah,
really.
He wanted to punch Jake in the throat.
Wanted to throat punch him.
Yeah.
Wanted to collapse
Why
his.
Jake and not Mahomes?
Right.
I mean, really.
Yeah. And I think with that, I think we ought to. Did I pay off all the teases? I think I did. Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of stuff we didn't get to, but yeah, I got some good stuff for next week at least. Anything else before we get out of here? Michelle, I want to thank you for coming in again today.
Thank you, Michelle.
Again, a spectacular job from lovely wife Michelle. Do you want the gig full time?
No.
MJ, I told her come in maybe 2 days a week. You have a little fun with the boys.
No.
You don't want the gig full time?
No.
I can probably get you some big bucks from the Beasleys.
Oh, I bet you can, buddy.
We'll get you a couple of, maybe a mug or something.
Right.
If you haven't seen the kitchen disaster video from the burning scalloped potatoes in our kitchen last night, we're talking leaf blowers, smoke inhalation, scuba masks because of burning eyes, the dogs going ballistic. If you haven't seen the video of what happened in my kitchen last night, it's on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Leave a comment. If you don't follow me on Instagram, give me a follow. Certified MJ Radio. And the last video posted is burnt beyond recognition, essentially, scalloped potatoes, because Michelle put way too much stuff in the pie dish, Michelle. Are you...
Sorry. But you ate it anyway, by the way.
Yeah, because I wanted to see how bad it smelled like it was in a forest
Wait a
fire.
minute. You tasted it?
Tasted smoked.
And then you went back for more. And then you went back for more. You had at least 3 or 4 helpings.
It was 3 alarm scalloped potatoes. All right, folks, have a great weekend. We will be here Monday. So MJ Morning Show will be live on Monday.
Yes.
And we'll see you then. Have a great weekend. It's the MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. And do me a favor, let's be careful out there.